Hello, everybody. We are back with another episode of All About the StarLadder Major. Myself, James Banks, I am your host throughout all of this. And over there is my co-host, still joining me in person, still alive somehow, as we hit week 2.5. I don't know.
It feels like every day you get more and more threatening towards me.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's fun to be back together and be in the same room and do this kinds of stuff. Obviously, a lot has happened since the last time.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to be exciting to kind of break it down.
Do we spoil? Because I've got chat open here. Sorry for anyone else watching on Kick or YouTube. I have just my iPad and I'm not technically advanced, so I just have this chat in here. But should we spoil what we did earlier? Should we talk about that? Should we give them a sneak peek?
It was like 30 minutes ago, so we might as well do.
Yeah. So we just did a 2-hour, 40-minute episode of the All About Wonderful podcast because we got wonderful for the first time ever. Never done a podcast in Ukrainian, never did a podcast in English, never really gets involved in that content, and we had him for the whole time. So I'm excited to show the world that. Later on, it'll be coming in just a little bit. Chat says, Banks, do a red trade up. Sorry, boys, I've only got my iPad here.
Red.
No loading CS in this one, I'll be honest. But I will tell you all that this episode is going to be phenomenal because the guests we have are action-packed. We've got Flashy, the coach of Liquid. Obviously, this is his home city.
Yep.
He's so happy. He's so excited to do everything, you know. Then we have Zipnix from Mouse Sports. Obviously, Mouse right now, one of the favorites to lift the trophy. Obviously, have had their struggles throughout it all. And then the favorite last one, he is a bit of a biased favorite because we just expect him to be very direct, very straight. Who is it? Devilwalk? Go on, give us the name.
Dastan.
Dastan from Parabridge.
I think he's going to be a meme machine. I think that he is. Just every time he's in an interview, he's just great. And I think getting a lot of insight from how they've kind of gone through this major with the 4 rookies, with James, how everything was put together and how it has been from his perspective, because that's not an easy job. And they've obviously continuously impressed everyone.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is actually a crazy run that James and the rookies are having, and we're going to touch on everything. So for now, this is like just us opening up. What I want to tell everyone at home who might be watching, by the way, thank you for everyone joining in, watching us live around the world. Opening segment, we're going to have a review with me and Devilwalk of everything that happened in Stage 2. Then we're going to start getting our guests on. The first one will be Flashy from Team Liquid. Have a sit down with him. Then at the very end of the show, we're going to do a preview of everything that's happening in Stage 3, as well as our predictions to see what madness might unfold, because certainly the major has not been so easy in terms of picks, predictions.
We also have that new thing
going.
where chat is going to be able to kind of interact while we talk about the tier list and what we expect, who to go through and who.
Oh, yeah.
So we have a new little addition to the show.
We have a technology upgrade. So for everyone who is watching at home and watching live, you will be able to take part in our tier list by predicting yourselves using the QR code we'll show later on screen.
And for all the boomers, bring your Zoomers so they can actually tell you how
help
this
you
works.
do it, you know, scan it on there, go from there and see what we could have. All right, let's start by looking through what happened in Stage 2, mate, because Stage 2, the chaos continued, right? How would you sum up the chaos we saw? Because this wasn't favorites just winning.
I mean, it is a disaster for pick'ems. That's like my number one thing.
But you don't do pick'ems, so life is good for you.
No, I'm the only one happy no matter what the result is. I think when we're in the green room, you know, there's a lot of people like, yeah, I got both of these teams. They're playing each other. I need both of them. And, you know, they're failing their pick'ems. So it's all good. All laughs for me. But I'm sure, I mean, many in chat haven't enjoyed it.
Does anyone in chat actually find their way still getting a diamond? There must be a few now. I've seen some people start to tweet about it. Some people mock the analyst and everyone else in the community about not being able to get 5 through. But there must be still some hope left for diamond coins.
Someone must have flipped a coin every single match and got it through. But it's so much harder now. It's like so much harder with that extra stage. And especially with this kind of stage buff we've talked about, where people from Stage 1, they come in hot for Stage 2 and kind of just derail a little bit the seeds in that best of one, especially.
Someone said no, because the pick'em system is garbage. It's got tougher. It's got very tough. The amount of diamond coins you can't get. I think what we do for next major, we get you to do it, but just randomize and see if you have more success than actual knowledgeable picks.
I mean, why not?
because you don't do them anyway, so we could just have fun with it, right? That would be a good way of doing it. But let's start looking at our first teams that struggled here in the stages. And the first one is a team we were very positive about, FlyQuest.
Yeah, they were my kind of team that would surprise people. Unfortunately, they kind of surprised in the other direction in this stage. They were, non-existent until essentially the last map where they got a little bit of a groove on Overpass against Astralis. But otherwise, they didn't show up at all. And, they talked about it. Communication wasn't working, things weren't clicking, frustration was growing as they were playing the games. And, you can understand that, especially with how well executed stage 1 was for them. So, yeah, a disappointment, I would say. But they played some really hard teams in this stage.
Yeah, they played everyone right in terms of Na'Vi 3D Max and the best of ones that would go through. And then, we ended up with the Astralis game. Obviously, Astralis didn't make it. We'll come on to that later. The one thing I want to look at here with FlyQuest is Vexite, so good in stage 1. A shell of himself coming into stage 2. And yes, you're facing tougher opposition, but it's not like he's new to this, right? He has a player who's had a good enough amount of time on FlyQuest. I just felt like maybe it's a bit of confidence. Maybe it's just things not working out for him. You spoke about before how they would even be winning in 4v5 situations, just playing really good team CS. But you can see that maybe the gap is too big because first game on Na'Vi,
there's zero chance.
That
absolute zero chance.
Completely overrun, yeah. So I don't mind that one because I feel like, yeah, it's a tough score when you look at it, but it's like this is a Na'Vi that came in better form off the boot camp than we expected. The problem is this kind of similar start to 3D Max. They lost
11-1.
11-1, so 12-0 from Na'Vi, right? And then 11-1 here. Like, at that point, I know it's the same day, but that was like a crumble mentally. Like, the team was not there. And then we come onto this Astralis one. Kind of looked bad from the Mirage. At least it was more competitive on Overpass. And I think that was the most disappointing for them, is that, like, it was a night and day difference. And I know people can say, oh, well, stage 1's not really the major, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I still expected FlyQuest to make some of these games more competitive or at least have a chance of beating a team like Astralis.
Yeah, 100%. I think they showed that level, that they are capable of bringing that level, but nowhere close. I think even on Overpass, I'm pretty sure that Astralis had a pretty significant lead that they kind of caught up in the end and made it close in the very end. Same as the 3D Max game. It's even worse than it looks. It's worse than a 13-7. 3D Max was always going to win that game.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, super disappointing. And if you don't have, like, that frontliner who kind of, gets the picks and, delivers some confidence for the rest of the team, it can, like, losing every single entry, every single round is just too tough, especially with, the system out this now and the best of 3, like 13 rounds and it's over. You don't really have a chance to mount a comeback. If this was like an MR15 and they picked up maybe 3 rounds at the end of the half, they could have had a chance. They could have actually made something happen, but yeah, it was weak from FlyQuest.
By the way, one guy said in chat, say God Kval to Devilwalk. Is that a good thing to say?
God kväll.
What's that mean?
It just means good evening, I guess.
Oh, okay, there you go. Well, there you go. You got that because you can't look at chat while I'm here. So there you go. You got that from someone speaking Swedish in some way. Next team we need to look at, MIBR. This was a team we expected to maybe win that opening game against Imperial.
I didn't.
Okay, you didn't. Genius over here. But I mean, these guys, I'll be honest, are worse than when they were full Brazilian. Like, this is not good. And Kicker said on the interview that for them right now as MIBR, they had a month of playing together, of understanding each other, of trying to get together. And, well, guess what? None of it came together. If I'm MIBR as the organization, this is a worse performing than the Austin Major. You've got an incredibly talented player like Insani, whose time you are wasting. I like Kicker. I don't really know Klim. This is the first event I've ever seen or spoke to him at. But I would say this ain't it. This don't work. Go back to Brazil. Go back to what you know best, because this is complicated and confusing and it wasn't worth it. You didn't pull off a Furia and pull Klim out to be like God tier Molodoi. You're not going to get that from every single player, you try and work with. But Insani now has been too long on a bad position, trapped on MIBR, when he is in a position to do better than what he's in right now.
Yeah, I just going into stage 2, I actually thought that they would be like one of the weakest teams, just because I never really liked the constellation that they put together here, even though they, found success in Brazil and
Yep.
did some good stuff there, won a couple of lands, and obviously qualified for the stage 2. They probably could have done a better job if they went from stage 1 straight away, where they got a little bit of that warm up, get to, play in front of a crowd in the first stage and just get a feel for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same here. I never really thought they would win even against Passions. It felt like against Liquid, same story as FlyQuest. They kind of got into it a little bit at the end, but just never enough. And that first game was disastrous.
I put that in my mind. I don't know, like you said, obviously you were more keen on MIBR. In my mind, I went
more keen on Imperial. I mean,
more keen on Imperial. Sorry, but in my mind, I was thinking, okay, MIBR versus Imperial. They've got some history. It's technically a Brazilian derby. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get a close, crazy game, and instead we got this. Imperial just were on another level. Still fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Still absolutely fantastic. I want to say before we get on to the next team, for everyone in chat, I can't forget about this. There is a lot of giveaways happening on this channel. You need to be in Twitch chat. Sorry if you are on YouTube or Kick. We just can't work this out. I am technically very stupid, so I can't get the things figured out. But if you want to win yourself some Corsair products, our lovely sponsors over here, type Corsair in chat. Just Corsair, the word. You can see it on here, and there'll be 3 opportunities for you to win, so make sure you get involved. Thank you again, Corsair, for hooking us up and giving us some prizes to give away to the lovely viewers that are staying live in the channel. 3 prizes to be given away across the whole show, so stay and watch it all. Partake in chat, and everyone is spamming Corsair. We do love it. Now, from MIBR to Fnatic. Bro, considering the start, you beat 3D Max, and the way they beat 3D Max, I actually went, okay, maybe they kind of can cook. Maybe they can do really well here. I was super positive. But after that, a close game against Bait, you can't really shy and say that's bad. We watched this Imperial game together. Were you on the desk for it? I can't remember. I just put you on the spot
I
there.
remember watching it 100%. I can't remember.
Those games were so messy. Those rounds were so ugly. And it was the force buys into clutch plays, into mistakes from both teams, by the way. Both teams were playing like ugly CS.
For this one. But I think it was like, even in the Blame F kind of exit interview that you did, it was obvious.
It wasn't Blame F.
Maybe it was
Independent, the coach.
Oh, it was pre-game interview. I mean.
Pre-game interview. Yeah.
He even said it was just a game of who made less mistakes. And Imperial, even though they made a lot of mistakes in this game, Fnatic looked shook. They looked like they couldn't handle the pressure. They looked, stressed. They were screwing up all their anti-ecos pretty much. I think they lost a 2v5 versus Glock eco on B site on Dust 2 when they were CT. They lost anti-eco when they pushed out long. And I feel like the Passions UA game as well, when they moved into that, they still had a little bit of that rocky, shaky feeling where they hadn't come over it. They weren't over that game. They still looked stressed in the way they executed. They still made rush decisions, and they couldn't really click. And I mean, that's the biggest reason why they were out. I don't think that their general philosophy of how they were playing were bad.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they crumbled a little bit as a team. Even in Passion's UA game.
That was also a crumble. They got momentum dominated.
Blame F, I think this might have been one of his worst games I've seen him play.
Is he a player, though, that struggles under pressure when he's facing moments like this? Because we know what he can do. We've seen the levels of it. But I rarely remember a Blame F pop-off during a tougher game, like a game to qualify, a game facing elimination.
I haven't really looked into that too much, if I'm honest. So I'm not comfortable answering that specifically. But I do remember him constantly pushing, first 10, 15 seconds, an overpass, losing entry on CT side, and never really got into the flow. And when your star player isn't getting anything done and can't really find the timing of the game, because well played the Passions as well. They were expecting him to do stuff, and they punished him constantly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really give you that much confidence if you, on overpass, you lose entry every single time. As CT, it's really hard because you don't really need to do that. You usually just need to fall back and take the next position, and kind of just wait for T-side's mistakes. That really didn't really happen. And on Inferno, it was just full crumble.
Now we've got to talk about probably the biggest disappointment of the major so far, Aurora. This was a bomb out beyond belief of what I expected. Now, maybe people had them going 3-0. Maybe people had them rated higher because of what they did at Bucharest. I'll say this is a disappointment, but I was not surprised because you look at this team and you say, Bucharest, how they nearly lost that final. They looked like they were crumbling at times then. They looked like they were mentally broken at times. I found out, and this is now a fact, I found out and confirmed it. They had a performance coach for a while. They kicked him, and now they're trying a new person. So the first performance coach they had for their entire career, they didn't have one in the past. Okay. They only got it since Aurora's come in. Didn't work out for them. Now they find themselves in this position. Like, this is a team going through turmoil. And you know I'm a big Madja fan, but some of these T-sides were terrible. Like, they are an easy-to-read team. They are not a super complicated team. Zantaras can drop off sometimes. Their mental seems to break at times, but it's like, you beat M80, you lost to FaZe, you lost to Paravision. Paravision game they definitely could have won. And then this Astralis one, they had it. They were 7-1 up on train. And they, by the way, first time they won Nuke ever against Astralis in like the 4 series they've played, or this is the 5th series they played. Like, this was in their hands.
I mean, you shouldn't be able to lose from that position, if I'm all honest. You know, you have 70 rounds already. Astralis has 1. Even if, you know, as it went, Astralis come back into that half. 7-5 is extremely good. Yeah. Like, it's unbelievably good. But yeah, Aurora, I've always said that they are a little bit over reliant on Zantaras. I think that, you know, when you have a top 5 opener kind of in the world, he isn't performing. He isn't delivering to the normalcy of Zantaras, which is absolutely insanity.
Yep.
Then they don't win games. I think every single time I look at Aurora, if Zantaras doesn't have like a 130 rating minimum, they lose. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big problem, right?
And he's getting older. It might be time for him, in my opinion, maybe to look at he becomes the IGL. People probably like that as much, but let's bring in maybe xCloud again. They used him in the past. He's had his time to grow as well. But it does seem to me like I would expect a change coming out from Aurora.
Yeah, it's likely. I mean, I don't really know where they go from here, but they don't really have that many options. And changing one player can sometimes be just a little bit too little if you want to have a kind of a complete reset of the team. So yeah, it's a tough one.
From Aurora, we're going to look back over to Asia, the last Chinese team we had here, and it's Tyloo. For Tyloo, this is heartbreak because they have not only been in this situation before, but they had Liquid beat. If you remember in Hong Kong, it was on Inferno again. Vitality were dead in the water. Vitality were going to lose to them.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
And they would have guaranteed their playoff spot, yeah? And then Vitality would have had to fight through the lower bracket. Instead, they have a terrible crumble. They over-push in a scenario where they had the B site under control. And we saw this similar on Liquid. They were 12-8 up on Inferno.
Yeah.
Liquid were out of ideas, and they just kept
making... They were
making...
on T-side as well.
Yeah. And they were making mistake after mistake. And then even on the last round, which Liquid ended up winning, for some reason, Liquid ran all the way back. We got Flashy on later. We can ask what these comms were like on that last round. But it looked like Liquid had made the mistake. And then you see this grenade.
It was a mistake, by the way, because they had one guy on B side. They make a little bit of a fake. Yes, they make a second rotation come towards that B side. They still had 2 players on A side. And there's glaring issues with how Tyloo played this.
Yeah.
First of all, both of them revealed their position before they came up short. Mm-hmm. I mean, the big advantage of A site is just that you have to check pit site, graveyard, back site, like all of these different positions at the same time, like up balcony. There was one guy poking, I can't remember who it was, Naf, I think, who poked a little bit, but just before they actually made the call to go towards A, and he died on short, and no one from Tyloo changed position. And then instantly they kind of came up there. They had like 2 seconds to kill everyone. If they just kill one of those Liquid players, I don't think they have enough time.
Yeah, that's it. Like, all it would take is one fight to go their way, and then it would have been double overtime. But that wasn't even a game to win the map when they were so far ahead anyway. So this was another mental fumble. And the thing I would say for Tai Lu, we obviously had Jack here, right, on the podcast, the manager of the team. What Tai Lu need is a Mongol-style boot camp of coming to Europe and being here more often. The problem they have now is they're ranked 32 on the VRS. They're not going to get invites. They're back in that like VRS hell again.
Yep.
They've had this major drop-off, and now they're in a bad position. They needed to do well here to have a better year next year. But I said, maybe Attacker needs to go from the team. He was constantly making
pretty awful performances.
But he seems like a player now that's played so long that he's making like, the old mistakes and he's not up to date. So maybe you change him. But for me, go to Europe, spend 3 months there, do the Mongols way of hardcore boot camping, getting yourselves ready, and then you might have a chance of it. I could talk about Tyler all day. It is a flop. It's not good. But I still think they've got some of the best pieces and the right pieces. People like to say Zaka should be there instead of G, but G this event played phenomenally well. Sometimes not maybe up to the highest peak, but he wasn't bad.
To be fair to Tai Lu, I think they like the first half of the game, they usually play really well. They usually like come up to a lead. They have control over things, but I think it's the adaptation. When people start to change the way they are playing, find solutions in the game. That's where I feel like Tai Lu don't find solutions. They don't adapt fast enough. They don't shift the play so that they just keep ending up in the same scenarios. So something along those lines is what I'm looking for at Tai Lu, to maybe change and shift a little bit or find more answers so that maybe they don't need to be in a pressured situation and come up with them on the spot. They already have them pre-planned if they face certain things. So, yeah.
Now, next team we need to look at, M80. This was the team that many people thought would have a chance of making it through, considering what we saw from them. Start off against Aurora. That's obviously a very tough fight, especially stylistically, right? But then Astralis they take down. Then they beat Tai Lu. This was the problem one. The Imperial game they had. Their Mirage is, by the way, they've beaten teams like Maus, they've beaten good European opposition. This is the map that's been carrying them through. It's the highest win rate. It's the one they can always rely on. When they lost that to Imperial, I thought that was GG. But then you somehow win DOS 2-13-2, smashing them, and then it goes all the way. Like, Imperial were better in the tougher, closer situations. And I want to ask you, do you think that it's actually better for Imperial, considering how hard they struggled in stage 1, that they were more ready for these situations? Because M80 went 3-0. They didn't have too many problems. But Imperial have already lived and breathed through this.
I think so, yeah. I think it's, all the experience you gain, especially in closed games. I mean, we're going to talk about NIP soon as well, It's kind of the reverse situation.
Yeah.
And it is a skill set to be able to win close maps, to be able to find that clutch call in the end, or keep your cool when, everything is on the line. So I definitely think it was an advantage for them. I definitely think, they had the experience to handle it to some extent, to go through it and actually have a discussion with the team. But I'm a little bit sad for M80. I thought they played great, like even throughout the tournament. Maybe was a little bit disappointed in the Passions game, but every other game I saw them play, they looked good.
And I think I'll say this as well, Sin gave one of the better exit interviews as well, considering the community just want to criticize and say what's funny? Yeah.
Yeah.
The community hates this whole thing, right? Obviously, I didn't make it.
Thing?
The whole ceremony of the exit interview, because it's not just one player anymore. Yeah. They hate this whole elimination.
I think
wall.
everyone enjoys seeing emotions of teams.
Yep.
But I think everyone also, in that moment, you jump into the player's shoes and you're like, he's standing there. He just lost,
Yeah, the dream, the hope.
And I understand it. You kind of just want to let him be. But at the same time, it's we need to show the emotions.
Well, also, some people are mental enough to think I want to do this. I'm just doing my job. I'm being told to go stand in this wall. I'm just the fool guy. I'm just the target guy, right?
You're the puppet master here.
It's People are blaming like, oh, this is terrible, this is not good. Do you know what's funny? We did Austin Major. I was doing all the exit interviews from playoffs, right? All the losing ones. And when it was like Alexi, when it was Chopper, whole community. Oh my God, you got such good insight, such good information. And I'm like, cool, that's just how they answered it and it went well. I'm only getting hate now and absolutely crushed on because people are upset with this. I didn't choose this. I didn't make this wall. This wasn't my concoction or idea, you know. This is just me doing my job. Sometimes we have to do things that are not particularly what you like or agree with. And this is painful. And then it gets even more painful when it's Astralis right now. Do you know what Hooksy said to me? Hooksy said, just make this end as quickly as possible. Like he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because I think for Astralis, this is not the Astralis we see in 2026.
No, probably not. I think...
Tell me who you think first of who won't be there to 2026.
Well, I think they can go different directions, but I mean, the number one would probably for me be Device.
Bing, bing, bing. It sucks to say.
Yeah, I have so much respect for him as a human being, a player, legend of the game.
Yeah.
But something isn't clicking. He isn't the same player. He's not as imposing on the server. He's almost getting bullied at times, and it's not looking great. I obviously still believe that Device can be a great player and can come back and do really well, but I just don't see it clicking in this particular lineup. I think, to be fair, they probably need to change too in this lineup.
So when I'm looking at this, right, you lost to Nip, you lost to M80, you got to play Nuke against Nip. Obviously, it was a really good map for Astralis coming into this. They lost every Nuke they played here, which was crazy. The map they could rely on, the map they could have some comfort at home in, wasn't working out for them. That's already a problem. Then you had this stuff out in the organization about players not being paid, all the structural changes. For people who didn't seem to understand as well, they didn't get paid for November. It should have come on the 1st of December, the payment, for November. So it's not about they didn't get paid in December because that's only just started. They should have been paid for November. They didn't get it. Now, these guys, probably on very good money, so it's not the end of the world. But it's also not a good thing just to have in your mind that your organization's just gone through changes, previously had money problems, and then potentially now can't pay you.
I mean, I think
It's just rough.
The biggest thing for Astralis and like as a player is not knowing the answer. Like having question marks in the back of your head that's kind of just sitting there and you don't get answers to them. That bothers you because I think we are human beings, and the less we have to worry about, the less, you know, I don't care if it's you have a homework from school that you haven't finished. That sitting in the back of your mind is going to bother you. Having something that you don't know the answer for, but you need to get fixed, it's the worst case scenario, especially when you go into a major. You need to perform. You need to be in the best mental and physical, you know, perspective that you can.
Yeah.
So I've had sympathy for these guys because, you know, I've been in similar situations, especially, you know, when I was in No Chance as a coach. We played 11 months without salary, no organization. We kept competing. We kept traveling.
It
cost money, and, you know, some of the players couldn't even pay rent. I don't think they're in that situation, but I still think that it affects you.
The positive I was going to say for Astralis at that point was like you beat Aurora finally, who had been a really thorn for you. But then the loss to Liquid was kind of like getting dominated out of the gates, trying to find your way back in.
I mean, they got smashed.
Yeah.
This scoreline doesn't even
begin. This scoreline makes it look like they had more of a chance.
Liquid were. I think it was Mirage. Astralis won both pistols and converted both pistols, so they essentially won like 2 gun rounds in the whole map, which isn't great. But yeah, disappointing for them. They obviously want more. They put their aim much higher than this.
And then the next team to look at, the last eliminated team. This was crazy heartbreak for a team that had grinded so well throughout the VRS and actually, you know, leveled up beyond belief. They were ranked 187th after that whole thing where they had Jax in. They made a bad decision, actually cost them more VRS points, you know. Like NIP pushed so far through this VRS system. They started off 2-0 and they beat Astralis, Tyloo, fair enough, right? But then it's these FaZe and Paravision games.
I wrote it on Twitter as well. I think these games broke them.
Yeah.
Like, they broke them mentally. First of all, FaZe, Inferno, it's 3v4, half of the bomb plant is completely gone. You have one top dark, you have one pool, Kaspersky was banana, Wrinkle was dark, and they just swing straight into their crosshairs, and it's the wrong guys in the most important positions. It was Wrinkle and Kaspersky who, in my opinion, did the most mistake in that specific round, because they just swung out, tried to get the kill early. They could have waited for Shush in pool and swung on his contact from all of these different positions, and it would have been a done deal. Like, it would have no chance that FaZe would have won this game. Same on Nuke. We have a 2v4. This one was actually well played by Brokey and Frozen in the lower bomb site. Kind of double chain volleyed into a flash to get Kaspersky in kind of the outside the vent towards long. And just played really great, hit some sick shots. But that's one of those rounds where, you know, we should win it if everything goes according to plan. And Paravision, 1v2 after 1v2. We obviously, the one that kind of is put into memory is that one versus Jame, where they have, you know, short plant on A site.
Oh, one in
Wrinkle
Gandalf.
is short. I can't remember who is Gandalf. Snappy is Gandalf.
Yep.
And in Sweden we call this mellanmjölk, when you do something but not you're like in between two things and you do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
So it just becomes shit, you know. Wrinkle didn't swing fast enough on that op short. James
That
could
was
reset
rough.
and get that double kill.
Do you know what's crazy for me here as well is, like, people are talking about James' style or whatever, but James made for overtime. He can handle all of that, but he still did it with 4 rookies, and it was nip that crumbled again. And then I've gone 3D Max. You heard Snappy in the interview afterwards. He said a lot of it was just they hit harder. You know, like, they had their plan. They seemed ready. They'd spoke about it. Well, he said in the pre-match, they spoke about the fact that they are coming into this understanding what happened. But there was obviously now a massive amount of pressure. You've gone from 2-0 to 2-2. Your last chance, how important this is. And you didn't see the same players be able to step up in the same way. But they just got overrun by 3D Max. And I'm glad he called it as it was. Like, they didn't stand the chance. This was a much better 3D Max than they faced before back in Cologne. But Gravity wasn't leading that version, right? So there's slight changes to how they're playing.
Yeah, I think overall NIP played really well. They played really, really well. It was only crunch time. And I think I even saw some stat on Twitter or Reddit or wherever it was, where it was, and these are not, I'm not going to say the exact numbers, but something along the lines of, I think it was 40% or something of games they play are close, like within 1 or 2 rounds. They win like 20% of those games. So that's where, like, almost all of their losses are actually...
So don't go to overtime, you're fine. If it does go to overtime, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and that's obviously not a great place to be, but it's also a very obvious fix for them, an obvious focus area for them. It does take time to kind of mentally push through that, but I think it's something they can definitely do.
All right, well, what we're going to do, we're not going to look at our qualified teams just yet because we already know who they are. We're going to bring in our first guest in just a moment. But first of all, I need to say, X_Ejo, congratulations. You are the first winner coming out from the Corsair raffle. You'll get one of the wonderful Corsair prizes. Could be a headset, could be a mouse, could be a keyboard. I'm not in charge of giving it out, but you won something, so congratulations to you. The next one will start now, so you can still type Corsair in the chat and have a chance of winning it. 2 more people can win across this episode. Make sure you're staying involved. But let's bring on our first guest for today. It is the local hero himself. It is Flashy. Didn't have to travel far here today. Already lives in the city, rocking it out. Had his whole family there. Flashy, my man. Thank you for joining us, first of all.
Yeah, thank you for getting me.
No, bro, I'm happy, man. I'm not maybe happy the jersey you're in, but I can accept it at this point now. It's been enough time. But you've been for a ride, man. Before we get into liquid stuff, I just want to ask you. You had a whole mini selection of fans just for you from your friends and family. How many people were in the crowd? I just saw Flashy everywhere.
Yeah, it's basically my parents, my sisters, and some of my friends.
That's awesome.
But it's awesome to see, yeah.
And how cool is it for you, right? That it's like You're here as your first major as the coach, no longer the analyst, no longer an assistant coach role, and you actually get crowd for this stage.
It's actually really good. Like it's been a pleasure. I'm really appreciating the opportunity, and I'm really thankful that we get to play more matches.
Now, we probably should ask, you made it to stage 3, but how are you through this journey of liquid?
Few heart attacks? Or?
I mean, the Tyloo game was a rough one, you know. That was really hard to go by because obviously, like all these rules about not showing emotions and all such things.
Coach, it's a really tricky thing.
Yeah, like eventually I can't even like fist bump the players, you know, and stuff like this. It's been hard.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been a wild ride since I joined. I have been enjoying every moment of it, and I'm trying to just develop and improve every day. And that's my goal, basically.
Yeah, I obviously saw you, especially in that Tyloo game. You could probably, unfortunately for you, hear a little bit of your timeout as they switched the camera to you.
Look at his face while you're saying this. Oh no, the leaked comms.
But I mean, it wasn't like it was all positive from your side because you could hear you kind of like shift, stay in position, don't over rotate, just wait for them. You thought that they would hit A, which they eventually did in that round. But how does it feel also like, you know, obviously we look back at it and we see, you know, that you obviously come with a lot of impact, you come with a lot of strategic ideas of how to shift play, and to see that it's working and that the players give you that trust. How's that working and feeling for you?
I mean, it feels good. I think without the trust, it would not even work, right? Like if you don't have the belief and the trust towards the coach, I don't think it could be like a working relationship, if we can call that. I think like from the get-go, even when I joined, like I was like I had not zero, but like very low experience, like 0 in tier 1, and like with such a high-level individuals, you know. Mm-hmm. Like obviously in Navi, I got a lot to see how to work with such like stars, superstars, and such. But even from the get-go, I felt like I got the respect and all the trust. Good. Yeah, so. I'm really happy that it was like that.
Would you say that you have a lot of inspiration from Blade and his system, or your own coach? Because I mean, it's obvious it's easy to kind of draw those conclusions in a sense. But how would you describe yourself differently from Blade?
I would say that I would like to compare myself to Blade, but it's impossible. Yeah. And I think like throughout the 2 years I worked with him, like I always like thought about this comparison, but I realized that there is no point because you just can't get the man. No, he's like, I think to me, like he's like the genius, you know, like he's like the coach that I strive to be, but also I feel like it's not necessarily the right thing because like you need to consider like all your traits and all the skill set that you own, and you need to like kind of like adjust it, right? So I wouldn't say that I'm like striving to be him, but obviously it's like a big motivation to go to such a height that he went and he's doing. But I'm trying to like mix the two styles, kinda. I try to like create something that is fitting my personality, fitting my coaching, and also use all the good things from him.
I like that, right? Because obviously you've got to find a balance in your own style with it. But I spoke to Elige on one of the pre-match interviews, and it seems like there's still a lot of ideas that come in. So how do you manage that between what Shuhei wants, what Elige wants that we know is a player who wants to have a lot of input, and then your vision? Because do you sit as a way of like, I want to make now a flashy system because you came from a system style CS? Does that work for your players right now? Like, how do you manage all of this, man?
It does work for my players, but it needs to be adjusted to their needs, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, they're not going to be comfortable. And that's the main goal at the end of the day, that we are trying to be in a system that we are all agreeing with and we are all on the same page with, but we are also comfortable with it, right? So I think comfort for us is a big thing. And I think the hard part is that this team is like young in a sense that like John just joined like 2 months ago, 2 months and 2 weeks or something. Mm-hmm. And we need more time to get more on the same page. So it's not perfect, but we are getting there.
When you say like you're trying to get there with it, can I ask, before Elige, did you feel like it was not working. We're like with Twist, you were not being able to get on the same page of it all, and this is now maybe an easier way to try and do it.
I don't think there is a big difference in terms of the system. Rust was also bought into the system, and he was also trying his best to adapt to me, and I tried my best to adapt to him. So it was not like it was hard to work with the previous lineup or anything compared to the current one. It's more like with that lineup, we didn't have a lot of time either because he left at the end of September. I joined in July, and now John joined after the end of September.
So realistically, you're probably not going to be in the spot you want to be until maybe beginning of next year, realistically? Or do you feel like you are now ready for the major?
Yeah, I would say like we are, each match that goes by, each day that goes by, we are getting better and better. Mm-hmm. But to build this proper, successful system, you just need like 6 months, in my opinion. So
well, Blade said all the time.
Yeah, like you need more time, maybe more than 6 months, like depending on like what individuals you have, what do they need, what experiences you get, because this major for us has been a huge experience, like huge learnings. Like I learn every day new things about my players. They learn about themselves also. So
how, if you could explain, because I think a lot of people kind of misunderstand how hard it is to shift a new player in the middle of the season. That's not, the player's fault, but just how much time you lose of kind of re-explaining the system to a new player. How much has this kind of set back Liquid on your kind of projection of trajectory for this Liquid?
For sure, a lot, especially that when Alice joined, we went from tournament to tournament, basically. Mm-hmm. So until the beginning of November, after Bucharest, until then we didn't have like more than like 2-3 days in a row to practice. So
wow.
So it was like kind of hard to actually get there. So we basically delayed this like kind of like rebuild, quote unquote, of the system, and like learning everything with John together to the beginning of this month, like November. So I think it was hard, but obviously we knew that this will be the case.
Yeah.
So we kind of like adjusted our expectations according to that. And compared to that, like no practice days, we did decent on the events that we played. Obviously we aimed higher, but you can't always instantly get clicking. And we just tried to be more ready for the major. And I think we were like kind of ready, but obviously the first day was not the best representation of that, but that was the goal.
Looking at that, right, how you started on day one, it is the worst case scenario. Many teams have been there before, but to actually be able to achieve then the comeback, the reverse sweep to being in that situation. Can you tell me the difference you saw in the players and the team after those two losses? Because my worry, especially with like some players you have who might have maybe the experience, the ego, right? But then you've also got some players with less experience, the managing of who can crumble. Like we know Elige sometimes looks on camera all the time, very tilted. You would definitely notice more than we would, right, if it actually is something that affects him. Mm-hmm. But my worry is for you guys coming into even the MIBR game is that, can they handle it? So how did you see it?
Well, we did say before the first game between each other that we just need to win one out of the two best of ones. We didn't, right? So it was definitely rough. Like we know it's gonna be hard to bounce back. Winning 3 games in any stages, I think it's hard in a row. Like whoever the opponent is, right?
Yeah.
And we just kind of like we kind of tried to identify what was the issue on the first day. Mm-hmm. And the biggest issue was that we didn't really play like we played on the practice and preparation. Like we played completely different. Was it the nerves? Was it the wanting too much? Like we don't know the exact reason why.
Could you tell me, maybe just to explain also to the viewers, what it is that's exactly different that you saw? Like, was it not following the plan? Was it just people doing things, not communicating correctly? What was it?
Yeah, like weaker communication, talking a lot less, taking less initiative, trying to play too perfect, being scared of making mistakes. Like on practice you don't have this. People are not afraid to make mistakes, but on official it's a completely different story, right? And that was the main issue. And as soon as we realized that, and we talked about this a lot, how to avoid it for the next day, we just went like one by one. And I told the guys that this is the time to actually gain our confidence back day by day. And actually we managed to do it.
You really did manage to do it.
I have a question, because I've been through many situations where you have, a player starting really badly in a tournament. And I guess my question is, based on Ultimate, had a really rough first day, And how proud are you for him kind of making this mental comeback to be, one of the core strength of the rosters?
Dude,
moving on
him,
in the best
him
of
facing
three?
elimination is the exact opposite of an underperformance. He went, okay, I'm not going out like this. I'm taking over every game.
And that's exactly what he said also.
That's brilliant.
No, he actually really improved a lot lately, especially on the boot camp we had and the preparation. Like he was taking so much initiative, controlling the game fully, taking over everything, and just as an operator, it's really good to have this mindset and skill set, because if he's controlling the game for us, it's much easier for everyone else to play.
Course.
And everyone can connect to him and connect their ideas to him, and then it becomes much easier. And that's exactly what he did, and I'm actually really proud of him for being able to do it, especially with such a young age and not a lot of experience.
And he even survived the Donna headshot with the microphone. She just bashed him on the head with a microphone by mistake.
That was actually funny.
Bro, when I watched it back, I was like, oh my God, what was going on? But he also seems to be coming out of his shell more. Even in the interview, right? You can see he's being a bit more talkative. He's like, oh, fucking Polish boys. Are you seeing him now develop outside of the game a bit more?
Yeah, I think so, and I think he's enjoying the moment also. I think it's important to cherish the moment. Like, who knows, when is the next chance you can actually experience this and enjoy it. So I'm really happy that he does.
Really good.
Yeah, I have a CS-based question. You don't need to answer it, but at least I want to ask the question.
Sure.
You want to try and get the answer.
I'm going to try, at least. So I noticed on Nuke, and I've watched a couple of your demos, sometimes it feels like Elish is very on CT side Nuke, very, very, engaging on yard, taking a lot of aggression, making sure that he is, controlling that space. But it felt almost like against Astralis that he was more ready for the inside pops and ramp rotations. But that's something you discussed to kind of shift Ultimate and Elish's roles in some sense?
Yeah, we always have a plan around how we want to play these important zones like Nuke outside. And we had a great discussion with John before the game, and we managed to come up with some solutions, and it was part of that.
Okay. Thank you.
Tyloo game. I want to talk about this. Because are you happy to say here what you said to me behind the curtains when I spoke to you the day after the Tyloo game?
I don't remember, what was it?
When you were at 12-8, what was going through your mind? You were 12-8 down last map?
Yeah, I can. So basically, I really tried to believe until the last moment, right? But you can't help but think for a single second that it might end here, And the time I tried to call a timeout at 12-8, and I tried to suggest some solution, and actually,
that was the timeout I was talking about.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember now. I tried my best to obviously take it one by one and run by round, and the players actually took it very seriously, so I'm happy for that.
Good.
Obviously it's really hard to not feel the pressure. The pressure is immense, especially on the major. I'm new here, I guess.
I mean, I can tell you it's even worse standing behind players than being the players themselves, because you have those pauses, right? But then when they're over, all you have is, sweat palm and just looking at oh my God, and literally having heart attacks after
Yeah, I think I didn't look good there, to be honest, because I remember I just walked left and right, and I was just hoping that we
pacing is the classic.
Piece it together, yeah.
But then obviously Tyloo are known to choke in Inferno. They did it against Vitality as well, right? So then you start to see it happen. But this last round, where the callback came from going to B to A, you just about made it, but you can't do anything at this point, right? So just tell me what you heard on the comms. What happened with the team at that moment? Because Naf was he was lurking, right?
Yeah.
So he thought,
he was our plan B. He was our plan B, and he communicated pretty well. He knew that we might go back to him. But it took a bit longer for him to find the person on A, and that person killed him.
Yeah.
And we actually thought that there is only that's the last person on A. So we thought that we can just go and try to kill that last guy.
So you thought one was on A?
Yes, we thought that there is more towards B.
Yeah.
That was the reason.
But do you think because you lost more time that obviously it could have changed, or you weren't aware? Or?
What were your actual thoughts when you're running up short? You see this smoke, you hear the nade, you have 5 seconds to kill them, or 5-6 seconds on the clock?
Yeah, I was already thinking about the next round, what we can do, to be honest, because no, it didn't, obviously in the moment, it's hard to know what will happen. It didn't look good in the second, but if it was actually one guy, I knew it's possible that we kill him fast, and then the rotation will be around the library or Moro, but But yeah, it was a rough scenario for sure.
I felt like if the Tyler players killed one of your players,
It could have been.
round is probably over there.
Yeah, and actually the second person on A was the one who made the mistake, who threw the smoke from the box, right? Because otherwise we had no way of knowing that he's there, and we didn't know he's there. So that was kind of like the one that gave it away, kind of.
Well, luck worked in your favor, and then skill carried you over from that 12-8 onwards. This is a StarLadder game, though. You guys absolutely dumpstered them. You were dominating. Was this a lot of game plan? Was this the team having some more confidence and believing? Because this looked like, obviously it was Ultimate doing whatever he wanted basically at that point, right? But the whole team was flowing very differently.
Yeah, I think the confidence and the preparation together, it's a good combo. And I think we just had a really good mindset. Like, I felt like after Ancient against Tyloo, we lost that map, and I felt like we could have won that map easily. Like, we had some rounds that we failed there, and I think we didn't even win a single pistol either.
You also lost to Glocks when you had a buy.
Yeah. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. I remember actually before that I called a timeout, and I literally reminded everyone to play really safe, but we didn't go with it that time. Which is fine, you know, sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
But after that Ancient, we had a really good conversation outside, and we kind of reminded ourselves, like, what is the situation, and that there is no excuses anymore, we need to push.
Yeah.
And we did push, it was train. Historically, lately, we haven't had a lot of success on train, but we still were confident going into it, and we showed that we can compete there against them. And then the third map, obviously, that big comeback. After the comeback, I kind of felt like whoever we get on the day after, we have a strong mental edge over them.
Kind of like that phase comeback, in a sense. It waked the whole team up emotionally.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, you're going into stage 3, so I want to get your thoughts on just, okay, you struggled here so much in stage 2, but is this a positive for you guys? Obviously, you are going to say yes, but I mean, tell me just a little bit of insight of how you prepared right now, how mentally the team is and everything. I saw the guys around earlier. They seem to be actually in better spirits than even when they were, like, first day I saw them. They seem to be, from when I saw them when they arrived, they seem to be in better mood than the before.
Yeah, I think, like, these last few days have been really good for us, and obviously this is what we wanted. We made a sick comeback, but it's important not to take it for granted, right? Because just because we came back now and we are in stage 3, that doesn't mean that we can drop everything and just start slow again. It's not an option. We cannot let that happen. So we were talking a lot about this, and just like preparing, you know, keeping up the shape individually for tomorrow, because we have this edge over the teams that are coming in now that they didn't play official for a while, right? So we just try to use that edge and take it game by game and try our best.
Do you feel any, like, extra pressure or, I guess, extra motivation to some degree, because this is your country? This is, you know, where you're going to have, like, a little bit of a home crowd, I guess, and you want to be able to get to at least the arena, I suppose?
Yeah, I would say for sure. I feel a lot of pressure, but I don't know if it's just for the major or because it's at home, right? But obviously I want to get to the stage either way. But it's for sure extra pressure, but I try to not focus on it. I try to close it out and just take it step by step, because if I time travel in my head, like, I can't be the best version of myself, right? So.
And the last question I want to ask you before we let you go is, like, with how you want to do things with timing and the system and the future as well, is the Liquid management got your back in terms of that vision, giving you enough time to explore it and to go through it in the best way, right? Like, to have a chance to grow as a team finally?
Yeah, I am always clear and transparent about the situation, and they are too, and we have a good understanding of the situation, and they are patient, I guess.
Good, man. I'm happy for you with that, Flashy. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it massively.
Thank you so much.
If there's any final words you want to say, your camera is this one here, so you can just talk to the chat, talk to the people at home.
Yeah, thank you everyone for supporting us, and I hope you keep supporting us in stage 3.
There we go. Nice and simple. Good luck, mate. Get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right, so we got some extra insight when it comes down to Liquid. We can keep things going, though, on the other side. We'll go straight into our next guest. Coming out from Mouse Sports, it's our assistant coach. It's a legend of the game. Ex-Astralis player,
it's
now from the coaching side.
Minister.
Yeah, the clutch
Hello.
minister, Zivnix. Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. And you?
We are doing very well. We are a few weeks now into the major. You guys are just getting here, though.
Just getting here.
Yeah, you're fresh. You're ready, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Do do you still get this feeling, like, even though you're not playing, like, do you still get this like extra buzz around the major? Do you feed off what you're getting from the players into it?
I feel it from the players.
Yeah.
I don't feel it myself, but I see it from all the players, like watching in the lobby.
Yeah.
You see the nerves. You feel it. Yeah.
So are you through this? You don't have the nerves anymore?
I can distance myself a little.
Yeah. Okay, that's an easier way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm right, you guys were on boot camp in the Mal's offices, right?
Yep.
Were you there with them?
Yep.
Okay, so it was the whole team. Everyone's ready. Everyone's prepared for it. How long did you have on boot camp for you guys?
We had a 4-day boot camp.
Okay.
We didn't want to stress it too much. Didn't want to have a too long boot camp to drain our players before the major.
Yep.
It's a long major. We all know it. It's taxing for the players. And coming in, I think all the players said they are really hungry, really ready. So yeah, we found a good balance.
Is that something that you've done in the past, where you've had 2 long boot camps and like you've talked about it and received feedback on it?
Yeah. So last boot camp, maybe it was more on the scheduling at the boot camp. Actually, I think it was only 5 days.
Yeah.
So it was 1 day longer. The one where we felt we overdid it, but it was more the scheduling of the actual,
like long days. Essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're learning from this as well. We're actually seeing more teams, though, seem to go away from having like too long a boot camp before the major, try and pace themselves a bit. Do you think like this is just a better way to go forward, considering how our year is and we're now ending with the major at this different point? Do you think this, or are we still in this learning point where people are just trying some new things?
I mean, I know some teams that didn't even boot camp for this major.
Yeah.
But I think they also had a different schedule than us. So, I mean, it depends entirely up to the team itself to figure it out based on their schedule, right?
Yeah.
Some maybe have some visa issues or something that they can't be in Schengen or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
But in general, I do feel like we're going a little bit more away from having a really big boot camp right before the major. Yeah.
There we go. We'll hook him up.
I mean, I had one here as well.
It's so long.
Yeah,
long
we
apart.
made the desk really hard for the people to grab across and take something. But what's impressed me with Mal's this year is that, okay, you're not getting the trophies, right, you want, and we're not getting that direction, but the consistency that's being shown has been so huge from the players. There is not really a drop-off. We don't see, like, an underperforming Mal's. You have so much, tons of
almost
experience.
Semi-finals guarantee.
Yeah, it's like Astralis back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that was.
That's what I was going to say. You've been through this, right? So what do you tell the players right now? What do you say to them during all of this with your wisdom?
I mean, I always tell them it just takes that one tournament, right?
Yes. I mean, that was happened to you guys. I think you won like 3 in a row, 4 in a row or something.
Yeah.
When it started to click.
Yeah, I mean, 2 in a row, but obviously 4 in short time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's about keep working on your craft, right?
Yeah.
And don't let everything get to you, right? Like if it's the pressure, if it's I mean, I think there is a lot of people saying we can't go further than this, but I don't think it's true. Like, I mean,
I think it's easy to draw that conclusion, but if you look at the actual games, you have a lot of like 13-11 losses last map against Vitality, Spirit, Falcons. Like they're all very, very close.
Yeah.
But I can understand that there is this narrative maybe, but it just isn't true if you look through the matches and if you are on the team, close to the team, I don't see it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just about getting over the hump. Maybe there is something on the mental side that we are now in the semifinal again, but I don't think it's prevalent in the games. Like it's not like we are messing up, people are nervous, or it's just how like the competition is also better when you get deeper into the tournaments.
Yeah.
Real like it's Vitality, it's Falcons, it's teams we play all the time, but at some point we have to make it, right? And I hope, and what I've seen in practice right now is a really good mouse.
And what I'm like, what you're saying there, right, is like you have to make it, right, eventually. But is there like some script in your head? Is there some timeline you're looking at where like enough is enough, or you have to hit this point soon? Because obviously you had the Clues Trophy, but it's not with the top teams there. But then, like we're talking about, it's all this consistency in it. So what is the point where you guys are saying, okay, this is working, but we need to maybe adjust this. But you don't want to adjust too much because then you go away from what was consistently working. Like, that's got to be a crazy balance to try and find. Like, I can't even begin to imagine it.
I think in this era, having that consistency is also something that we have to value, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you don't want to change too much and screw that up, right?
But obviously, it's just about percentages. It's about 2, it's about 5%. As I said before, these close games in the playoffs, semifinals, if we won that one round, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, it's about working on our mentality, but it's also about working on when are we overpeaking, stuff like this, the clutches, the narrow situations where we could have made the difference, but we didn't.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes it's also down to, we still are a young team. We are 22.7 years old of age. I consider that fairly low.
Yeah.
100%.
If it's not younger, actually. Maybe I missed
22.6, but yeah, you
Okay.
pretty much banged it.
Okay, perfect. But I consider that low, and I think we still have time to do it. And it's not like everything is gonna fall down if we don't make it here.
Do you think, or have you had moments or situations where you've seen it affect players, like, I don't know, extra frustration after loss, and when they maybe say like, not again, every time, like, because I could see that being the case, to some degree.
I have it myself a little bit.
Yeah.
When it happened in Astralis, right? And of course you get the same vibe, but it's always different, right? It's always different scenarios. It's always we should have won that one clutch, or if I called this round better, or it's never the same argument that it's mental or it's right.
Yeah, I see your point.
But I understand the sentiment of, it's semifinals again, we lost, now we're here again, right? Could be, but rarely it's the same behind the outcome.
Yeah.
And obviously there was at one point a conversation around like the mental side of the team and the choking and stuff like that. I know you guys have got a performance coach and you've got a whole lot of staff now working with everyone to make it as good as possible. But when you look at it, right, you've been in some of the most high pressure situations and clutches at the biggest events in the world. Would you also agree that this is not a team that's like choking it now?
No, I wouldn't call it choking.
Yeah.
I had a hard time calling it choking back in Astralis. Someone gave it that name, but I think for me, it's about, you guys don't know what's happening inside the team, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what...
We don't hear the voice comms. We're not in the server behind it.
Exactly. How is the prep leading up to the tournament? How, leading up to the match even? Was there any player sick? Maybe sometimes you don't even know that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that every time it's something different, that could be the problem, right? Or that could have made that difference.
Yeah.
And sometimes we obviously, as coaches and players among ourselves, we try to cover that up in the public, because why would we say our weaknesses?
Yeah.
But we try and work on it, and the next time we worked on it. But we're also in a competitive field where everyone else is working on their craft, right? And but for me, I wouldn't call ourselves chokers, no.
Good. Yeah, and I think that it's correct, because when I look at it, it's not like you guys are getting dumpstered in these games,
You're losing against only the other teams above you.
Yeah.
Like in the rankings.
Yeah.
You're so consistent against every single team.
Yeah.
And they don't falter, right? It's like, for me, if someone's choking, it means like they're going to a stage and they're not competitive. But like, there is hardly any games I can think of when I look at a Mal's game where it isn't competitive.
Yeah.
That system is set up to work. The players are believing. Everyone's taken their responsibility now in different ways, obviously, since Brolan's come in, and this seems to be working. But it's like you said, it seems to be the percentage. So I'm definitely agreeing with you. I want to talk a little bit more about your role of what you do, because obviously Cyclone's the main coach, you're the assistant coach. You've had this role for a while now.
Yeah.
Are you still enjoying it? Are you still having fun with it all?
Yeah, I'm about to sign a new contract, right? So looking to stay in the role.
Are you going to stick? Awesome. Because I know when you stepped in, right, was it Lisbon? You did a bit of coaching, the main coaching.
Yeah.
And we had that conversation, and I said to you, like, is this like the aspirations, right, where you want to go next? But obviously, you're very happy and learning on it that you're going to re-sign again.
Yeah, I think it fits perfect with my life right now, and
still
learning. I think still there is tons to learn in this role, and going from player into assistant coaching is it's quite different.
Has it been hard?
Dealing with players or on this side and.
That must be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it is different than obviously being a comrade on a team, right? Being a player. So I still think there's a lot to learn, to develop. I think still there is a lot to develop together with Cyclone on our relationship and how we develop the team. And so I'm happy in the role.
How do responsibilities work? How do you split? Like, what is your tasks versus his? Like, what is the way of things you need to focus on?
So I think a lot of teams have different splits. In regards to this, but I think from our part is I do a lot of the preparation for the game. He has more the overview kind of thing. If we talk match prep, but in general in every day, I'm focusing way more on the player to player.
Oh, like a one-on-one.
Coach player.
Okay.
And he's more on the overall topic.
Does that mean like you do a lot of maybe more sit-downs one-to-one, looking at the demos and stuff as well with him?
Like with his kind of macro idea, I guess.
Micro and macro,
yeah.
So this is like a one-to-one demo review with Zip behind.
It doesn't always have to be, and I think it's also in periods, right? Especially if a player is having a rough period, let's sit down, right? And but also keeping them up to date with. I need to.
No, it's fine, man. Don't worry. This is the problem we have all the time when you end up talking so much throughout all of it.
And strats or solutions to meta strats.
We just came from prep, so.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing a lot of talking there as well.
And your next guest is who we're playing against, right?
Don't leak any secrets right now.
But I actually have a question about, obviously Brodlan became the in-game leader, and
your Swedish friend.
I suppose you guys have had a big impact in both making, that decision, or at least helping him into this role a lot, you and Cyclone. How has that been from your perspective as an assistant coach to, see him, in the beginning maybe have a little bit of a shaky start and then, prove everyone wrong to now being more and more developed as an in-game leader?
So, I think we talked a little bit about how it came about with Brodlan as IGL, and the qualities he have is what we are searching for in that regard. But obviously, as with any new IGL, it's no easy task.
No.
And stepping in as being a leader is also not an easy task. So we had a lot of talks, and we're still developing, right? It's still fairly new, I would say. And that's probably more on Cyclone and Ole, our sports psychologist, part to develop him as a leader and to lead the team in that regard. Of course, we all try and help in that regard and with the tactical input, but I think he's a smart player, and in terms of knowledge of the game, I think he's up there as one of the smartest players, right? But it's probably more of the structural and strategic or structural and leadership side that he needs help with, right?
Okay.
Is there also maybe any additional pressure Torji has on himself coming into this one? Because it is, Budapest, is there any conversation you guys have had around that? Because I can imagine for him, this is just special. There's not many opportunities you get to play in front of your home crowd, potentially making it to the playoffs, and going all the way, let alone lifting the trophy in front of them.
I didn't even get to play in a major in front of my home crowd.
Yeah.
I think it's a privilege, and I think he should also see it as that. Right? If you feel like it's dragging you down, it's probably going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's about how you go about it. if you feel like you're getting energized by it, which Adam surely will, I think it's going to be good, and I know it's going to be good.
And then lastly, to kind of round this out a bit for you, I wanted to ask you how your relationship is with the players and how it's grown over time, right? Was it one where a lot of them looked up to you? Was it one where you had to earn a bit of respect, being a bit older now in it? Like, how did it look?
Yeah.
He's smiling already.
Yeah, I'm smiling because I have to think back, and something just came to my head.
Okay.
But yeah, I think some of them were like, "Oh, are we getting siblings?" You know.
Yeah.
And but over time, the parade or facade is going down, and having fun and stuff like this. But obviously, as with anything, like, you need to earn your respect, and you need to earn your authority by doing your work and doing it right. Otherwise, they will not respect you anymore. So I will let them answer that.
All right, I'm going to have to check in on it. And for you, right, just going into this part of the major, going into your opening games tomorrow, coming into it, what is the kind of final things you need to do? Have you done it already? You just said you came from the team meeting. Are you, don't give away the information, but are you as ready as can be? Do you feel like you're coming in a good preparation, good style?
I mean, prep for tomorrow's match is what is on the line now, but we have done prep for, the last 3 months leading into this, right? And maybe if we put it in a percentage, the prep for tomorrow is 10% of what has been done already. So the last 3 months we have put in very good work, and I hope we make it far in this tournament.
What's the goals for Mouse this major?
The goals is definitely playoffs.
And then take it game by game.
Right.
All right.
The political answer.
Yeah.
The last thing I want you to do, Ziv, is just look behind. It's just perfectly behind you.
I have been looking around. I've seen me in 4 places, right?
Yeah. We got you everywhere. But just StarLadder Major Berlin 2019. Can you just give me some stories, some moments, some memories that you just get the feeling from that? Not the vice breaking the trophy, but around like you overall in this moment, like what you can think back to, bro.
I think this was the first middle arena as well.
Yes,
in
360.
CS. And that was pretty hype to try that. Also a bit different. It was our 4th major and 2nd in a row here. So I think at this moment we felt very immortal. Like,
which is crazy, right?
Yeah, no one could ever touch us at this moment. So yeah, crazy to think about it like this. And hopefully we get there, or I get there as a coach someday.
How wild would that be if you're going to be on that stage at the very end of all this, right? Another StarLadder major. You lift it as assistant coach as well.
Would be cool.
That would be cool.
That's the goal.
You might meet Dastan in the final as well. You met him in the final last time.
That's right.
Avant-garde times.
That's right.
A lot has changed for everyone since that. Zip, first of all, thank you very much for agreeing to come on, man. I massively appreciate it. Anything you want to say to the fans, everyone who's supporting you, Mouse right now? That's your camera over there, bro.
Yeah, thank you for supporting me and Mouse. Hopefully we make it for Torsi this tournament.
Yeah, exactly that. Good luck tomorrow. We'll see you around the event, and let's see what happens, man.
See you.
Oh.
See, he does it the good way, not the old way.
But
All right, before we bring on our next guest, I need to just mention the next winner. And so the winner we had, I think it got announced in chat just a moment ago. This guy,
Sneak in a snooze here.
Yep. Der Jurist was the next winner of the Corsair giveaway. We have one more Corsair product to be given away. We got the Void Max Wireless 2s. We got the Sabre V2 Pro. Plenty of items to be won. All you have to do is type Corsair in chat. You know what? Production, for this guest, can I have him by me? Because I don't get to fist bump or see anyone. Can I have this guy near me? I'm just going to say yes. Dastan, come on over here. Come sit in this chair. Don't just sit next to him. Okay. He's at everyone, man. Okay. I need you by the side of me. Dastan,
New aura, Kazakhstan aura.
Exactly.
That's true.
My man, good to see you. So, Dastan has now kind of lived and breathed all of this madness of the major. You have had the heartaches and the pains and then the success and everything that comes with it. But just tell me, how proud do you feel at this moment of your rookies? Because we've been joking around how you are a harsh coach, you know, you're telling them these bad words and we're saying these things, but you are kind of like a father of these teams, of these young rookies. So
you need to understand that we're living in same house. It's real some part of like family.
Yeah.
Because when we're living, they can everything what I'm saying, they don't take it to
Personally.
their personal.
Yeah.
Yes. And because their natural level was really low. The players which I had, they had a lot of bad mistakes, and we had goal qualify to major. Like a lot of esports teams want to qualify, and I do whatever I can. I live with them because I can talk directly to them what they're doing, and I can control the young guys what they're doing every day. We're living in Belgrade, and from morning until the evening I'm sitting with them, and it's, I think, difference between other teams, because everyone, I think they came to boot camp like for 1 week.
yeah,
I think no one in the world sitting in one place like us.
not for CS. Tyloo do also do it, but they do it from an office. We found this out from Jack, the manager of Tyloo. But one thing I'll say, right, you're 32, yeah? You're married?
No.
Not married. Okay, so you don't have girlfriend, wife, kids,
No,
anything
no,
like
no,
that.
no.
So that's why he can still dedicate all his
Yes,
time,
yes.
because otherwise that would be harder to do. But you are literally dedicating your life to this, right? To this team, to this belief and everything.
Counter-Strike life is very interesting. It's like I'm like in anime.
Yeah.
I understand that family is important, but it's sometimes it's boring. I understand. I always can live with wife, with kids, but go to our goal with Counter-Strike team, these emotions, it's you can't buy it. It's emotions. It's like different.
Do you ever, see them as almost your kids in this situation when you are a coach?
I see my kids as players?
Yeah, the
in
players
future?
as kids.
Yes, because the difference is bigger now. In Virtus Pro, in Avantgarde, the difference is age with, for example, Kicker, Booster, and Jame is like 5 years.
So it's not big.
But it was big at that time because I was
okay.
23, they're like 18. It was.
Yeah.
But now there is 10 years difference. It's. I feel like I'm like, well, not like father. Maybe when I will be at age like Zonic or Blade, it will be like father. Like super elder brother. It's more like that. Super strict and controlling every second.
I want you to tell him what he said to you first time.
Do you know first time I met you? I met you in an elevator. I can't remember which event it was. Probably some RMR event or something. We meet in elevator. You come in and you ask me 2 questions. You go, you have girlfriend? I say yes. Is she wife? I say no. You say typical Westerner.
Maybe I was young. For me, it's always maybe you playing that time. Oh, coaching. Okay, it's interesting for me how the other coaches living balances their life, because as coach, if I'm not living with them, we will not qualify.
Have this always been like a thing where even in Virtus Pro, etc., that you guys are living together? And this
in
project?
Virtus Pro, when Norbert and Fame comes, I live with them, because like when you said that to give the Xipniks like sitting and watching demos, it was me watching a lot of demos, because for example Fame comes to Virtus Pro and he need to
He was
grow.
very young.
Yes, he has good aim, but he need to be experienced. For example, we're watching beat demos like 50 every round, every situation, because it's experience. You can't see the whole thing. Understand me, like I'm as a coach. And Norbert and Fame was living with me half year at this Outsiders run. And maybe Fleet. With Jame, I was on bootcamp in Avantgarde. It was a lot of time. We know each other well. Fleet comes later, but that time and when the new team in Parivision, I see that there is only option to grow, no other option.
Yeah.
We in Belgrade, good ping, good environment.
Yeah, much better ping when you
Yes,
used
it's
to.
online and support, and we just do our best. And also, I think I'm experienced in internet games.
Yeah.
I had a lot of experience from Avantgarde to qualifying because everything what I had is from qualifier. It's open quals, Avantgarde, Virtus Pro, always online.
Yeah.
No invites. No one bought me like ESL or Blast
Libre
tournaments.
agreement or stuff like that.
And you understand how hard it is.
I know
like
how
final match. I remember Avantgarde were against, Polish team qualifying to Katowice. You do it or will not qualify. 500 teams. It's different emotions.
It's one of the toughest things you can do.
As coach, for me, I had very nice emotions. These stages, when I see like, for example, Belchonek, he likes Michael Jordan. He's his spirit. His friends, like from other Russian teams qualified before. He's like, when I had this chance, he has good aim, but he made like stupid moves in game. But okay, when I made him to the major, it was for me. I was very happy. I'm still happy because I think he's like in story. For young people, for you is like you every day see Zaivu, Nico in the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
This guy sees them first time.
Yeah.
It's different. Like me in Boston 8 years ago. It's different. I always try to think from their perspective, how they feel, how they everything environment.
So many new impressions.
Yes.
And
And good side of this is that they didn't feel big losses. In long term, a lot of teams has losses. Only few teams had like legendary like teams like Navi, like Astralis with Xipnix, but a lot of teams had a lot of losses and they don't feel it and they just play, don't scare anyone.
Yeah.
It's a crazy journey, and while we've got you here on a podcast, which by the way I'm so happy to have you finally to talk and to be able to express it in English. I want you to kind of explain the journey you had to go on in your career because you always hard grinding, like he mentioned. You were not part of the ESL Blast circuits and stuff like that, right? You always having to make your way further forward, but you every time grinded from nothing.
But I don't think people realize how hard that is.
It's you went the harder route than like 90% of people, right? Yeah. If we think of great CIS coaches, people will look at Blade, but then there's you.
Blade is super nice, but also Blade is very experienced. He was top 3 at VCG 2008. If I don't remember, he's very old school and he deserved like player like Simple, and after that he showed good result. He won major, number 1 with Zonic 100%. But other coaches, I don't know who also qualified to this level. Of course, I can came to team like Liquid or some like top team, but
do you know why that
go there
work?
from
zero?
From zero is hard.
But this is it, right? Even if you were offered a team at like a European team or American team, I don't think it would work for you or for them. Because if you are the way you are with these European American players, they will crumble.
Yes,
they would break. No. Your way of coaching.
Dustin just moves into my
But like they won't. I'm not going to say these players are lazy. I'm going to say it's a different way of life. It is a different way of being social, and it is also a different mindset, because if we look at CIS countries in general, it is poorer countries, right, by monetary value. So their motivation to go bigger is bigger as well, but also I think the risk is sometimes smaller for them, in the sense that if they don't succeed in Counter-Strike, I know some players from CIS region, they can just play some Face It years ago, and that's enough money to live. Where in Europe, they can't do that, right? So the grind and the mentality they have is like next level. And if you can harness, like you have done now, not once, not twice, this is 3-4 times, you have risen players up and you've got the best out of them. That to me puts you as like the number 2 coach from this region, right? Because there's Blade and then there's you. And no one else has done it like this.
And also, you are right, because when I talk to my guys, I told them, the reality is what you will do if I will kick you. It's reality. I will kick you. If you will play bad, I will take another guy who will do it. It's bad side. It's a lot of pressure. And of course, in top European or American team, they had big salaries. Maybe they have a lot of money already.
Yeah.
But every guy, even in Outsiders, Virtus Pro, came to us like poor guy.
Yeah.
They have nothing. And they give everything to gain these results. That's the maybe difference.
Do you think that makes it easier to kind of set rules and standards for your team? That they, in some way, this is the biggest chance they're going to get, is to be with you and James in this Paravision, at least in the foreseeable future, right? That they maybe easier follow every guideline, every structure, every protocol that you
and also believe to us because we won major.
Yeah.
We won, but previously we was in final. It's not Avantgarde maybe fluke. After we won major, not fluke. I think it's impossible. Impossible 2 times. Of course, I don't have super players like Donk, Simple, and
you never had.
Never
had this.
Strongest was Ekinder, Fleet. Ekinder in Liquid. He's now in Furia. He talking to the team, controlling mid rounds. It's a lot of experience comes with James. James worked with him a lot.
Yeah.
I worked with him, and after that he took 3 years. He was in Liquid, now in Furia. It's second guy is Fleet. I think Fleet is very strong.
Very strong aim.
Very strong. He's very smart. It's like my old kids from first family. I always talk with them like that. When I see a Kinder or Fleet, I never pay for it. He will buy for me. That's all. The reality is like that. But pay my small kid.
Okay, if we talk a little bit about like James and you and your kind of synergy, how would you say like how much of the structure is you and how much is it James?
Good question. Okay.
Like who is doing what?
Okay. First of all, I can't say everything, but James' best thing is structurizing the ideas, like every moment of zone of creating structure, make all rounds like not like you can't read, but it's very like to make good rounds and make it perfectly. My side is like growing as roles, good reading, what tells, what's happening in the map, mind games of maps, what you should do, what to tell, where to go. And he's like more structured. I'm more like Apex. I'm more like
instinct, feeling,
yes.
Yeah.
Because I control with them. Like, for example, James is IGL, but for example, I have Nota, previously Fleet and Ekinder. They see more than James because they're in front. What's happening? You need to
communicate.
Take team to you, or say there is stuck there, and how we can go. It's very. I had a lot of experience. For example, you know me like from as a coach, like from 2018. But when I was in 6th grade, it was NAP against PCG, WC Games final. When Neo was against Wally, if you remember, 1.6.
Yes,
I was 6th grade. I'm watching all demos. I remember Fnatic era in 1.6, Navi era. I used a lot of things from Navi 2010 on the old school maps when I came to Avantgarde. It's not came from, I'm a coach. I was experienced. Maybe our generation, it's not good for playing. Because Cybersport wasn't that big with but I watched a lot of things. I remember every strat. I remember MTW with Zonic.
Oh,
And on the old school mass, like that's to train. Of course, I understand everything. And also, for me, it's better. There is a teams like in Parivision, I am big boss because I know more. But for example, in future, I shouldn't be big boss because these guys playing more, they understand more, and I think my way of thinking was my captain should be biggest leader because he's with them in the game.
Yeah.
Because okay, I can make good game plan, but I can't react at because I can't talk. And
Yeah.
it's not Counter-Strike in 2025 is not about only set strats. You need to react at everything to the smartest guys against you. And the way of thinking is biggest part of my job. How you think, who you playing, how they play. For example, we play against Snappy.
yeah.
Interesting, different way of calling, very fast.
Very fast.
A lot
very full
of
one.
forces, a lot of he want to buy every time.
Yeah.
Where you need to understand it's Snappy, it's how he thinks, and every team in top 10 has own individual view.
Yeah.
Like Aurora, 5-pack gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5v5. It
exactly.
is.
Yes,
Exactly.
I don't want to talk like more because it's like
Yeah.
if they lost, maybe they can. But there is some like spirit, identity, and I need to show them how the people are winning, why they winning, how they see the map, how they rotating, and when the people watching, they don't think about this. Just he killing, not killing. Bad coach, good coach. Who calling on the timeout? He's good coach. For example, for me to call the situation, I can talk one word because everything's scripted. If okay, it might be a harder timeout. Like if something like this happen, you can do like this. Or I can talk to like 2-3 rounds. I can talk fast because everything in the game, like structurized to small thing. I think in our core, like previously, Virtus Pro, Avantgarde, we structure a lot of keywords. Sometimes if you compare, it's a lot of things like retakes, how we go with.
I mean, it's actually insane. I mean, I even had like a list on my phone of all the keywords and what they meant. Like it could be like yellow, and that meant
Yes.
like so much information in one word.
It's also situation like someone red, low HP, switching guns,
Yeah.
and it's young. And I need to teach them to how to. You go first. Why you will go first? And when you're low HP, when you need to go first, when you need to go be last and throw nades. When you need to lurk, why you don't need to lurk? Look at timing. Look at everything. It's no one talks about that.
Yeah.
But with good side of working in Parivision because they trust. When they trust, I can do what I think.
Yeah.
And I am with James in same direction. We made it before, and that's important thing.
And for people to know, right? Like you played professionally, K23 1.6 times. You continued that going on into
Even I
CS:GO at the
watched it.
beginning, right?
I watched K23.
Really?
Yeah.
Adren? Oh my God.
So you had this experience of playing, right? But you've developed yourself into obviously not just a coach, but someone who I think can help the players outside of the game. So I want to just ask you on that, how much do you help them on non-Counter-Strike stuff?
Of course.
Because some of these guys, they've never left their countries before coming to you, right? This is the first travels. You've experienced all this. And how much time do you need to put into that?
Of course, I control their lives outside of Counter-Strike because they should think only about Counter-Strike, not about girlfriends. I know you can call to parents sometimes, so everything can happen, but generally you need to think only about that because you are not Donk, you are not Nika. We need to be very focused, know our rounds, throw every nade. Because we have lack of individuals, strong individuals, we need to be strong on team play. But creating team play is more harder than, no, understand me.
Yeah.
Every structure, zone, everything.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time. You will be more tired. 12 hours of theory sometimes. It's reality.
12 hours.
Of course, yes.
That's a tough one.
I had 1 hour between pracs and go walk, order taxi, return to home, and practice continues like theory because they're young. We need to took the experience of years in some months.
Yes.
Like
It's a very tough job. And I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, I'm sure you've had experiences where players zone out and you have to get them back into things and maybe they misremember. You have to go through things again.
nice to be Kiyosuke.
Yeah.
Falcons, nice, best coach, Nico. Honestly, very nice.
Yeah.
Strong aim because he's very talented because he's good at
Mechanics,
aiming,
the skill, the aim. Yeah.
Mechanics is improving. Mechanics is hard thing because they have like their ceiling.
Skill ceiling. Yeah.
And
you're nailing this, Dastan. By the way, you're nailing this.
okay, and I understand it. They understand it, and I'm trying. Why you even? Also, part of my job is controlling the micro, how they. Because I also helping them how you put crosshair. Even I'm not playing, I watched a lot of them. 10 years of my life watching in screen how the people play. Yeah. How when you go wide, go short, every part of mouse I can.
Is that something that like for you, like you look at some of the best teams, right? They don't need to go through that because the players themselves already has that experience or can take these steps. So when you look at a 4-week period of doing things compared to their 4-week period of doing things, they can, you have to cram in a lot more knowledge in that 4 weeks than them, right?
Yes.
Is that something you feel like, is that why you're having such a big theory, such a big...
Yes. We had just experienced a lot of maps. I watched a lot of demos. For example, Gambit 2020. I know every exact round, how they're thinking. I learned a lot of... For me, like 2 teams. Well, okay, first of all, Luminosity.
Yeah.
Then Astralis helped us. Then it was Gambit and Navi. 4 teams.
You know what my rule was when we used to play Gambit? Never flank them.
Okay.
Never. They're always ready.
Gambit 2020, they was very structured and we learned... and it was super. I liked that team.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tell to my teams where I want to be like Gambit. Exile.
Oh, the Gambit youngsters into main team. Yeah.
I'm not about yes. It's
beautiful.
Very strong. Yeah. Shiro, very nice. It's and Navi 2021. Blade had a lot of how he make good plans. Super team. Navi 2021. I like these teams and I'm still. I can talk about because I
wait. We feel your passion, and this is what's good because now we have like 3 more experienced guys here, older guys, I'll say, right? And this passion, this feeling, this is great. There's one thing you said just then about like girlfriends, yeah. So I had this opinion. I said it on we had Shocks, from the French scene, and we had him down, and I said like for me, some of these players when they're so young, unless they were with a girlfriend for years before. They shouldn't get a girlfriend now.
Yes.
Because you need to focus on the game, focus on that, and don't have any outside distractions.
Buy your apartment before marriage. Took your first $1 million because you can be kicked. It's reality. It's man's life is hard. You understand me?
Yeah. But so do you? Obviously, James has a wife, right?
And
James is.
Rule is you can bring your girlfriend if it's your wife. It's like only James can because it's like already good relationship.
Long time, no drama, no headache.
Even James didn't. His wife he know her maybe 5 years, and after 3-4 years only he started to bring her. Yeah. It wasn't like I want girlfriend to the tournament. It's unbelievable.
But do you think that like for players? And especially in your team, do you say like, okay, it's just CS, we can't have these girlfriends? What happens if they have a girlfriend and you come to the team?
If the relationship is bad, I feel that the girlfriend has influence on him.
Stop playing, distract.
I will go talk with him, talk with CEO, because it affects to my job,
Yeah.
of my result. I need to talk to boss. He will solve it because I told the problem. It's not my issue then. That's all. I already in Parivision it was that situations.
I mean, these are some of the sacrifices you have to make if you want to be, you know, one of the best.
You want to be the best? Yeah.
Of course, if you are playing like Donk, you can do what. Okay, other rule. If you are Superman like simple Donk, if you are play good, you can do whatever you want. It's reality.
It is. Reality.
Yeah, and my team, I also tell this guy, for example, Xielo in Russian.
Yeah.
He had good aim. In comparison with you, it's reality. He need to understand that it's reality is the main word. Be in real, in moment, who you are, and that's why I think we showed some results.
So
I mean, really impressive as well. I mean, what you've gone through. I think
it's crazy.
it looked shaky, but it felt like you could swipe away the pressure and just play your own game eventually. And, you know, Cielo, even in first stage, was really good from the start. And then the rest of
Above
them
average, yes.
start to pick things up. Do you think that what do you think the key thing was for them to be playing more like themselves, like we've seen, you know, obviously in a lot of online games?
I don't know. I think it's like some human like adaptivity. He lost first 2 games, then we lost, win, and he just understands that nothing to lose. I also nothing to lose. Play your game. I don't afraid to lose. Just play. I took 1 or 2 pause at least for a game to like, what are you doing? Just wake up. Don't make these mistakes. A lot of mistakes come from pressure, from mind.
Yeah.
Because, for example, after winning, I see some moment like we're losing 5v3, and I talk to him. In experience of coaching, in Avantgarde, Virtus Pro, it was harder because I know them. We like started together, and after even we won, I always had that. How to say? Even if you won, but we made mistakes, I also will talk with them very bad in that moment. You understand? Because I don't go too close with them. They need to feel my words because we can lose because next time
it doesn't work.
About first and 2 stages, game against Legacy was in control of Legacy. Game against NIP, Dust 2 was in their control. They overpicked us on 12-8 or maybe 12-9.
Is that James?
5v4. Okay, James Clutch, it was third mistake. It was a retake, 5v4, I think, and they overpicked from breach on A side. And
I showed the head right AW and boom.
Yes, that's the reality. They throw the game.
Yeah.
And good that my guys know how I see the rounds. I don't. Controlling the overpicks, peaks, and when I see the guys playing against last like that, we will of course take our chance.
Yeah.
It's nothing like happened. They throw the Dust 2 train was, I think, also in their control, but they thrown away because we play more 100% like European teams, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they need to play. We have only 1 game. It's very important for us.
While we're talking about this NIP match, right? Okay, it wasn't 2-1, you won 2-0. We're a bit bad on the graphics right now, but I wanna take a quote. This is a quote from your voice comms, and it said, "Dastan in the match against NIP. Don't give them a chance, boys. They are struggling. I took a pause because they are scared as hell. Listen up, play carefully. We all understand the situation. The timer is working in our favor."
Yes.
So
what does it mean?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, this pause was we had 3-0 control on overtime, and when you are playing, you think that you're playing against robots. They like sometimes when you are young, you like experienced players like Nico. They understand that guys also like have pressure, but I always tell them that time goes for us because when you had lead on the timing of round because we control by every second. First timing, second, third, and they need to do something to us because we have advantage in score.
Yeah.
I talk it like a positive moment of the game. I call it some, you understand the calls?
I mean, it's like, if you guys would rush, you would give them the best thing they could possibly have.
Yes.
Try to end
Because
the
we
round,
know everything.
Bring back their
Yes.
mentality. The slower, the more every second that passes, the more pressure build in a player, the more likely he is to make a mistake.
As more timer goes to second part, it will be more stressful. And these pauses, also after pause, you don't want to go fasting.
Yeah, it's the obvious.
Against Snappy. I understand. It's also after, for example, after 1-1, they rushed us on B.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I should take pause, and Bilchonek dies on B rush. And after that, why I need to use the pause to control B rush? Of course, in another next time, I will take pause and say them. Now is important moment. They have 1,500. We will control what they can do, what we will do. We win this round. Boost economy on 2-1, on 3-0. We have 10K. Let's play. It will be different. It might be different train game. 10-2, maybe 9-3, but it was 6-6. It was good score after 1-3.
I've got one more quote for you as well. This one's just more a funny one. So it says, Beltranok, you have Jordan jacket, Jordan backpack, but 5 kills on Inferno.
Yes.
Bro!
He's big fan of... Bilchonek lives in like some miracle life. I like to look, Dastan is Lionel Messi. He's so winning everything. It's Michael Jordan. Let's watch documentary.
That's cool.
I like that, but I like realism. You are Andrei Yasinsky, not Michael Jordan. You need to, of course, inspired by him, but be in moment where you are. But at least he think about something. Oh, my guys is, I don't know, 9th class grade education, sometimes nota, I don't know, joking, like, we are living.
How was his response? Did he laugh? Did he?
Yes, of course. Maybe first times when I speak them, they need some time, but generally I can sit and ask, what's the capital of America?
Yeah.
He don't know. I don't know, what the fuck?
Is it because you want to get them out of tunnel vision? Like when your focus is like this, you...
I know about that problem. It's problem of Bilchonek, for example.
Yeah.
Overfocused. Fame also had like overfocused.
You don't hear communication.
Yes. He's too much in aim.
Just locked in on the crosshair.
Yes. And you can't properly thinking about what's happening.
Yeah.
But these questions is more about. I also told like 2-3 years ago, but in interviews, you need to be also smart in like general. You can't be. Donk is very smart.
Yeah, he reads a lot.
Nico very smart.
Yeah.
Yes, if you don't understand what's happening around you, you can't play good CS.
Very true. Very true.
And I can't be teacher. Sometimes when I'm speaking with my CEO, maybe I need to be also teacher like in school because what's happening is I don't know. It's Mercedes-Benz. It's life. I don't know.
I mean, I always used to joke that sometimes being a CS coach is more being a kindergarten teacher than an actual coach.
Yes, control everything.
Yeah,
a lot of things happen, but this I think for next podcast I will tell more.
So there's one last thing we need because we don't want to take too much of your time, Dastan. By the way, thank you so much again. But so look at this first stage. Yeah, you make it through, but you go 3-2. You improve this stage against tougher teams, right? If you look at beating Liquid, Aurora, and IP. Now you're going into stage 3.
With Mouse.
Tell me now. Yeah, you got this Mouse game, but tell me now, are you feeling more confident for the team? Is now pressure off?
I will tell.
Okay.
It's a good question. It's a question what I'm asking from me.
Community will say I ask shit questions, but here we go. Dastan says good question. That's all I need.
Okay, we have 2 days of off, like no games. They had day off yesterday. And its reality is stage 3 is sharks, big sharks of CS. And first 2 best of ones will be against top elite teams.
Yeah.
Vitality, Spirit, Mouse, who else? Navi, I don't know.
Furia.
It will be, yes, Furia. It will be hard games. And we need to be all 5 on server. And we need to play our AAA game. And right after this podcast, I will go to my guys, talk with them, talk like in documentary film, like what tomorrow is very important day. 2 best of ones is our chance. Just chance. It's only 40 minutes. Win 2 pistols, 2 first buy rounds. It might be.
And the pressure should always be on the opponent.
Yes.
Or,
And also we're losing only 0 points of VRS. We're losing.
yeah.
But you gained a lot of VRS points here,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So you're happy
Yes,
now.
I know. Okay, we already qualified for Krakow. I think it's important. It's nice.
And Blast Bounty, you'll be there as well.
Yes. It's online. It's also nice. But okay, I know that. You know that Counter-Strike world is very sad world. Only one team winning.
Yeah.
One team. Everyone will be sad here. I know that. Highest percent that we will lose. I understand in my mind. But my goal is to fight. It's easier to think. Fight until last round.
Yeah.
Fight. Just fight. Talk. And maybe we will have chance. I think we have 30 or 20% of qualifying to next stage. It's reality. But if the other teams will be playing bad and we will play good, we will have chance. And every game for these guys, it will be experience for future.
Mm-hmm.
It's 18 years, guys. 18 years. You don't understand what's happening. And
What would you said was the percentage of you qualifying for this stage at the start of stage 2?
I think it will be more than 50 because I think there is no difference between stage 1 and 2. There is no big difference, and it's increased after legacy game. After legacy game, you understand that, like Liquid come back to Tylo.
Yeah.
It's your team become like your chemistry is high.
Yeah.
After Rio Major, I talked that after that final, any team in the world, if we will play on the next day, we will make biggest like fight. How to say? You have like strongest mentality at home.
Yeah.
And you need to keep it. And my goal that we need to be in good mood after this tournament. If we lose, okay, we lose, but we will fight. I will be.
No regrets.
Yes. Just so it's easier to. There is no pressure. The mouse game is mouse. We played a lot in Virtus Pro. They're a good team. I think they favorites. But tomorrow we will see. My guys even don't know who are they. We watch them, but they don't know personally. Maybe it will help them. I remember they never lost the like big games.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow, like CL or Noto will
Pop off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
look at
they're
that.
favorites. Actually, they're favorites.
All right, Dasta, I'm going to hit a shot here, right, before we let you go. So this has been amazing. You've been incredible. But have you seen, we sometimes do like some just me and Devilwalk and one player interviews. Have you seen these before? We did like Manasi, these long interviews.
I see some
Career.
shorts.
Okay. I want to invite you to come on and do a career about you so we can tell your story to the English audience. You be down sometime?
Okay.
Yeah?
No problem. If it's interesting for English,
It's definitely interesting.
100%.
Yeah, bro, we need to hear this story.
Okay.
I'm sure you have a lot.
Okay.
We would need a long time for this because this guy can talk so good.
It's an 8-hour episode.
yes. About any team, any player, every. I can talk about anyone.
This is good. But we want to talk about you.
Okay.
We want to talk about you, your
Okay.
career, your journey, because this is
Okay.
fantastic. Dastan, we've got to let you go. So your camera's this one here. Can you
Okay.
say anything to the fans, anyone watching?
Thank you
anyone at
for
home?
everyone. I think most of you are speaking English. Tomorrow is important day. Hope some of you guys start to supporting us. For you, we are like no-name team, but hope the new faces will inspire you. We are like same players like you. I think most of you are playing on Faceit or something. All of my guys from Faceit like normal, like they came from nowhere. Support us. I think it's important for us. For Russian speaking. Всем привет. Надеюсь, завтра вы будете на матче и будете болеть за нас. Это история, и мы знаем, что многие команды делали до нас до. И я надеюсь, что мы порадуем вас нашей игрой. Все, спасибо.
Thank you very much, Dastan, man. We'll let you go, but good luck tomorrow, man.
I was last.
You were last, but we still got to go. We still got to do some more, man. This is amazing. This is epic.
Pleasure having you.
Big Boss is gone for now, but we will definitely get him back for a full episode because there are so many stories untold of what we need to know more of, man. But what great insight! I'm gonna stand by this. Most European players, most American players, could not handle what was just described, right?
I mean,
it's a different mentality.
I probably couldn't. I'm not sure I could live with Dustin for for that long.
No, but do you know what? It's. I feel like some of them are so. This isn't about any particular player, but some countries are more emotionally weak, and we've been conditioned in a different way to be softer than what this way he's doing it.
I mean,
But
I
the
come
best
from
people-
Sweden as well, and I will 100% say we are mentally not strong enough to handle all of that.
Yeah.
We do it in a very, very different way. But he's kind of like molding diamonds in rocks into diamonds in some weird
Yeah.
sense with pressure. It's interesting.
Now, we need to make sure we're doing our tier list next because we're going to get on to our preview of Stage 3. So all the teams that are in Stage 3. But for everyone at home, there will be a QR code appearing on the screen. And it means scan that QR code with your phone, with whatever you're using, and you can also tell us what you would like to do on this tier list. So if you think this team is expected to make it, if they're not expected to make it, you get to be interactive with us and be involved in this as well. So this is going to be some fun. Let's bring up, here we go. So we're going to start here with Navi. There's a QR code. Scan QR code to join the game. With that, you'll be able to make a vote and see where we would put them.
Yeah.
Now, 3-0, yeah, in Stage 2. Wonderful. Hit another level, another form than what we expected. Bid is playing great. They're off the back of a boot camp. You guys didn't put them in expected to make it last time when we were here, and I did.
Yeah.
This is obviously making it to playoffs. 8 teams go to playoffs. We have all these quarters in here.
Need to press some show results button.
We'll wait for it. So for me, it's hard to say right now they are expected to make it at this stage, but I would think likely to make it.
Likely to make it, I'll agree. I think they've.
Yeah.
We still need a little bit more data on them. Even when we were speaking to Wonderful earlier today, he even mentioned, maybe it wasn't the strongest teams they've faced, and they're still looking for a kind of a test. But I think likely to make it. It all depends on the draw.
Yeah.
But likely to make it for sure.
I'm just going to look down the opening matchups with it. So we're going to go, look at this. Expected to make it. There's a lot more people even, I would be in the expected to make it column, right? Because I am the Navi fanboy. They are playing Furia first game. Not expected to make it. You guys are just haters. Like, this is crazy. I don't know where this is coming
That's a
from.
pretty low.
It's a low percentage.
Low percentage.
So with both me and you saying likely to make it,
I think it makes the
and most of chat saying likely to make it, we should put Navi in likely to make it, please, producer.
It's cool to see the viewers kind of
engage, getting involved in it. All right, likely to make it to playoffs here at the StarLadder Budapest Major. The next team we're going to be looking at is, I believe it's in order, so FaZe.
Yes.
This is tough, man, because they leveled up.
I want to kind of see what the chat is saying here.
You just want to enjoy this thing going crazy up and down. Oh, people are still on the unlikely to make it. So let me just look at this, right? If I'm to compare FaZe now to the other teams here, they could beat an Imperial, a Bait, a Passion.
What is the
a
first game?
Max. They're playing against Vitality first in a best of one. They could probably beat a G2, a Pain, maybe a Mongols, because remember, Mongols has controllers playing.
So the one thing about like FaZe, you can look at FaZe Vitality being a bad draw, but it's actually an excellent draw for FaZe because it means that they will have a chance in a best of one to kind of come in and play a cold, so to speak, Vitality in the first game. They have a chance to make that. Anyone has in the best of one. Also, it will mean that they will not be able to play them in a best of 3, which is obviously the scariest things you can do.
Yep.
So I still feel like there's something going on with FaZe. It's just unexplainable. Logic
FaZe major
tells
magic.
me unlikely to make it, but it feels like they've kind of leveled up and emotionally gotten a lot more into it, having a lot more fun on the server, gelling, a little bit more with each other. So I'll probably put them in likely to make it.
And FaZe have been here for 3 stages now.
Yes.
They have gone from stage 1
They know
all the
what's
way
up.
through. Chad is starting to agree with us. Let's put FaZe next to Na'Vi and likely to make it, and then we move on to Bait. Now, MPL on that interview said F Pimp. Yeah, he wasn't happy because Pimp kept putting him 0-3. They already done really well. Kenzazor's playing out of his mind. This team is great. Someone in chat said how to vote. Scan the QR code on your phone and you will be able to vote. We've got this interactive technology. It's down in the bottom left corner.
You to the next voting scene
I hope so.
as we switch.
Get involved, chat. This is what we wanted to do, something interactive. StarLadder have hooked us up and been amazing with this. I will agree with what Chad is going with right now. I would never put them as not expected, but I feel like it is unlikely to make it.
I think it's unlikely to make it, but I think they keep surprising us. They keep kind of showing a better level than we always expect. And it seems like they're in a groove right now. I mean, Alex switching to the roles of in-game leader, MPL and Kenzazor, starting to put out like almost masterclass performances every once in a while. I think I love Kenzazor on a Dust 2, for example. He's been immense. But they're going to need like everyone to show up. When you're playing elite teams like this, I think still they're in the bottom half of this kind of list. And that's not to diss them. That's just because there's so many good teams.
So I'll give you a bit of insight on this. Right, I'm going to read this from my Instagram right now. 28th of June, 2023, back in Ukraine, in Kiev. Kenzazor was like 16, 17. I met him. He is what we would call like from rough around the edges. I call him Bandit all the time, Bandito, yeah? He's a little bit of a like crazy child, crazy boy, yeah? He has grown, and I sent him this message, God knows when, let's have a look. This was the 1st of September 2023, and I say, I believe you can have a bright future in Counter-Strike as a professional player. You have a lot of natural talent, but you must really work hard and focus. I said, you need to dedicate yourself to the game if you want to be great. And I said, you need to just obviously stop with girls. You need to stop with messing around in your city. You need to have this focus. And finally, I am seeing him do well. Like, Bait was a huge opportunity. And Austin Major was okay, but it wasn't the Kenzazor I knew. Now we are seeing, the Kenzazor you're seeing on the screen is what I expected to see all this time ago.
Yeah, I think he's the backbone of this team if they're going to make it.
Him and MPL now, like, that's the way. Like, Kenzazor is a raw entry with... no fear in his mind, and he's so strong. The QR code, we need to keep showing the QR code because Chad is asking to be entered in as well. So let's put the QR code on the screen. If we can have it on there all the time, producer, that would be amazing. But Bait, unlikely to make it, but I still think like they're close to it. There's definitely a chance for them to have it. If we can take this QR code somehow and keep it up. Well, you actually don't need to show our faces. You can just ignore us. Just show this. It's completely fine. Give us this the whole time.
Get every voter in.
Yeah, put everyone in. Let's make sure everyone can vote and get on it. Yep, there we go. We are irrelevant at this point. Imperial,
I don't know. I've constantly underestimated them, and I feel like I'm going to underestimate them once again. They've shown that they are, a good team. I don't think they're playing like good enough to be expected to make it. I would put them and agree with chat here to not expect it to make it. But I feel like they can still pull off, some miraculous game here and there.
Yep. I think they can get a little.
Bad.
They can get a little win in a best of one or something like that. I feel like there is a chance for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if Tri keeps playing like he has, they have a chance of making an upset or two.
But already, where they've gone is far beyond what anyone expected.
Yep.
They were in a crazy position. This is already way exceeding expectations. So not expected to make it make sense. Let's move to Paravision. Bro.
Paravision. It is...
30% chance. Dastan himself said 30% chance.
I think, for me, I'd probably put them alongside with Bait.
Yeah.
At unlikely to make it. I think they've shown a good level. They are annoying to play against, and they have a little bit of a unique style of CS, which can throw people off. And, maybe they're a bit too inexperienced if they go against some of these big dogs, but yeah, unlikely to make it, but I still give them a chance.
Unlikely to, yeah. I in a similar situation as Bait, I feel like Bait has more of that experience, but the system and style of Paravision and whatever way that Dastan is talking to him can put them in a position where they could easily upset a G2, Pain, Mongols, maybe even a Mouse on a good day, on a Na'Vi, for example. Like any of those teams, they have a chance. So let's put it as unlikely to make it next to Bait. I think that's very fair. And he did say, someone in the chat said, Dastan said 50%. No, he said 30% chance to make it.
50% was for them making it to this stage.
Yeah, 50% was to making it to this stage, so now he's lowered it to 30%. He is a realistic man, we know that, right? So that's where we are. All right, Liquid.
I also put Liquid, even though it looks like they've woken up a little bit, I still put them on the kind of the lower half of this. I could see them in a 2-2 game. I could see them, I don't know. It's a tough one because...
Not expected for me, bro.
Not
expected for me. I know you're trying to see something in this, but it took a massive power up from Ultimate when facing elimination, but I still have concerns about if we get that Ultimate more consistently, but I see it so far a few times. Now, in this major, he was great. I'm not going to take anything away from Ultimate. I loved what I saw on all these games, even doing it against Astralis. But I need to see that at more events in the future before I could be saying, unlikely to make it. For me, they are definitely in the not expected to make it personally, even though that is harsh, just because of the form we have seen.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, I agree from what we've seen, but I feel like they have gotten to a point where, kind of like FaZe, they've woken up a little bit. They understand what it means to be here. So I wouldn't be surprised if even they'll make a better showing than what we expect.
And they got
I'd
Spirit
agree
opening
with
game,
not
bro.
expected to make it, but maybe my opinion would be more unlikely to make it.
Okay, well, I'm going to say, you said more unlikely to make it.
I'm more leaning towards that side.
Okay, but I'm saying not expected, and then the chat is also 44 to 37. How do we balance this out?
I mean, you choose.
Oh, we can adjust later. We can adjust later. For now, put them in unlikely to make it. Let's see what other teams end there, and then we'll choose between it. So for now, they can stay there. Let's move on to Spirit.
Spirit, to me, is a weird one. I think that this is way too much confidence from chat.
Look at this. Expected to make it. Bro, they're not even in the top 4 conversation right now.
It all depends, ever since, Sway and now Tenir has come in, they've looked shaky. It looks like they can lose to a lot more teams than we've seen in the past. Donk has probably been the most tilt playing in this lineup compared to in the past. Though Donk has still delivered. He's been better this year than his past years. So I think so, stats-wise. I think he's been better stats-wise.
You mean this part of the season? Because he wasn't better than his 2024. His 2024 was still...
I think 2025 is better than 2024.
For real?
Stats-wise. Yeah.
Let me have a look. That sounds crazy, bro.
Yeah, but for me, I'm more leaning towards likely to make it, but on the bottom list of likely to make it. I think that we could see them fluke and
Okay, 2025,
game or two.
1.41 right now. 2024, 1.36. Okay, number-wise, you're not wrong. Number-wise, you're not wrong. I felt more impact from him. Obviously, he's going further in these other tournaments. They're going less far now. But I feel like with the team around him, my biggest issue with Spirit right now is that Zontix and Magic's both going. Meant that now I see some situations that Zwei plays into where Donk turns up to play backup, right? Zwei's still over peaking, gives up a kill too early. Then sometimes also he's like, Zontix would fall back, flash for Donk to go in, help out a bit more. We're lacking this team synergy. The positive I will say for Spirit fans is when I spoke to Chopper, he said at Hong Kong that Halley gave him more freedom in Hong Kong to prepare the game plan, be more involved in the game plan, which is huge. Yeah, that's giving some more responsibility. But they both said, Halley and Chopper, they can use Hong Kong and Chengdu, no matter the result, to have more idea of how they play the system. Because right now, even Donk said in an interview, at Hong Kong, to me, the system ain't working. Like it's delusional what they're doing.
I mean, I see them as kind of being starting a system change, just like Navi in kind of the beginning of the year, bringing in Makase. They know they need to change things. They know they need to shift things. And they've slowly done that and gotten to a point where it's starting to work. But I think that Spirit is they've had too little time to make full adjustments on the system without it breaking their whole game plan. So I'm a little bit shaky on Spirit.
I'll say likely to make it.
I'll say likely to make it as well, but I would...
So chat says 50% expected to make it. Me and you are saying likely to make it. 36% of chat says likely to make it. Let's just stick him at the top of likely to make it for now. So in front of Na'Vi and in front of FaZe. I think that's fair.
All right.
Cool. Next team, Passion UA.
I think this one, I have to say, is not expected to make it.
Oh, not expected. Straight in the not expected.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they still have some leveling up to do. Think, you know, when it comes to like playing this caliber of teams, I don't think they have enough personally. I don't think they have the individuals to be strong enough. I think they're gonna kind of crumble in that sense, and I don't really see them having that much better strategies than some of the other teams. So for me, it just looks like a not expected to make it team for me.
All right, look, most of the chat agrees. I agree with you. Not expected, Passion UA. There's not even a question about it right now. They still got to be put there. Boom.
Yeah.
Mouse. For me, this is expected to make it.
I think it's expected to make it as well. I think
if they don't, it would be one of the biggest disappointments of the major.
This isn't the part that they are going to go down. I think they are such a consistent team. You know, they've been... I don't even know if they've ever lost, like not been top 4 at an event this year.
I don't think so.
So these kinds of group stages and things, I think they will be well prepared. They have everything they need to do it, and expected to make it.
This not expected to make it, people in chat, you lot lost your damn mind. This is where Mouse do not fail. This is like, we're not talking about win the whole event right now. We're talking about making it through the playoffs. One more, expected to make it. Our first team up there, without a doubt right now. 3D Max up next, over to the French side. That did falter, but then impress. They've had some struggles. Whew.
I think for me, I think they are in the unlikely to make it, but in the top end of the list. I think they played really good. I think their game plan, you know, I think are a level above in terms of strategy. They don't have that star player, and they've showed they can play really, really good Counter-Strike at this event. I've been surprised at how good their individuals actually have been. Something maybe to a level where they're overperforming to some degree. To my expectations, but I still think it might be a little bit too tough with the amount of good teams here. But I definitely see them as like a team that could be 2-2 and have a chance for it.
I will put them unlikely to make it. Yeah, for sure. I don't think there's any question on this. I think that Maka had some crazy moments that popped off.
But they need everyone to show up in a game. Like if they're gonna have to beat someone like Vitality, Falcon, Spirit, Furia.
Well, like their first game, 3D Max, is against Pain, which they should win. I favor them over Pain. That can give them a better chance. But then it gets tougher and tougher from here. Like they're getting an easier first round draw, and then it's rough for them. G2 next. G2's got a crazy game. They're playing against Passion. That's a nice starting point for them.
I think for me, likely to make it. It's still early on in this kind of G2 project.
I rate Source so high, though. I rate Source so high.
Yeah, me too. I think they will be well prepared for an event like this. They will have, you know, it's also not only that. I mean, once you get some of the individuals shooting a little bit harder, which I assume they will, I just see them as a very clear likely to make it.
No internet retry. Good old hotel Wi-Fi we're rocking with. I will say this. London was an overperformance when they won that. Everything was just hitting right. Heavy God had an MVP performance. Matty's was crisp and clear, like he was God tier. They have gone backwards a bit. They have struggled, but I still think the pieces are incredibly sharp. And this is a team I expect to come in well drilled from boot camp, very prepared. Hunter is still learning as an IGL, but he has always been a smart player. He's not an IGL who just got thrown into it. He is the player that G2 wanted to IGL for a long time. They literally asked him many times, and he said, nope, not doing it.
I mean, he's always had leadership qualities, even...
He's got that in him, right? You can see it.
Yeah, he does it naturally. Maybe it's different when you're forced to do it instead of just doing it.
Oh, chat's asking how they vote. Put the QR code on the screen. Give us the QR code the whole time, please. There we go.
There we go.
Scan that QR code, which is just down here. Ding,
Yep.
ding, ding. And then you'll be able to take part in it. And yeah, 64% likely to make it. I think G2 can go there, likely to make it. But I feel like they are a team that is dependent on the day, unlikely to make it as well. I see chat doesn't agree so much with that, but I feel they're at the tail end of a... Like, something can go... No, they're up. They're up at likely to make it, but they're at the bottom of likely to make it, you know? Just because we'll have to see how it can go, what form they come in with. Furia...
I think it's a lock-in to expected to make
Just
it.
expected to make it before we've even seen the votes. This is the best team in the world right now. They are absolutely god tier. Molodoi is a player that I think many teams fumbled and should have got. The Kazakhstani young rookie Orpa. He is rookie of the year. Even if he bombs out with a 0.1 rating this event, he cannot be touched right now. He has 2 MVPs on his first rookie year and didn't even play the full year. I am so hyped on this young individual. I called him rookie of the year. One event after Astana.
Yeah.
Like, he played Astana and I said he'll be rookie of the year.
I think
Furia expected
why
to make
I
it.
think Furia is so likely to make it or expected to make it is just because if you look at their games, they're adapting all the time. They're playing off information. It's not something that's super set. It's just very solid counter-strike and mid-rounding from them. I can't see a world where they don't make playoff.
Dude, I made a tweet and an article, and I said I basically ranked the rookies of the year after Astana, so like midway through the season. And I said Molodoi will be number 1. People were coming at me, no, it'll be Tanir, no, it'll be Kiyosuke, blah, blah, blah. Molodoi, by the eye test for anyone that understands basic like knowledge of a skill in Counter-Strike, would see that he was like Kiyosuke is great, but he was a bit overhyped to being the second donk. Still incredible player. Tanir, very good as well. I'm not going to doubt him. People who said Zwei, that fell off very quickly. But I mean, Molodoi, just watch of how he plays the rounds, how he positions himself. And sure, he learned a lot from Fallen, but he is without a doubt rookie of the year.
He looks like simple sometimes in just the cockiness of the moves that he makes. A recent, I can't remember the event or anything, but he played like a recent, was a final when he on train.
Hong Kong. Yeah, and he does that no scope, but he
just jumps down lower, takes the Kong guy. Like, he's doing these incredibly tough moves.
Yep.
You just need to hit your shot, otherwise you're dead. And he just keeps on delivering.
But also, the thing I love about him, he can have a terrible map or even start off a series slow, and he doesn't mentally break as a young kid, and he still goes, and he still be able to play. He still gets hyped up at the moment. That is impressive. All right, Pain next, because Furia is an easy one.
Where do you put them?
Oh, man. Because, like...
I mean, for me,
I think they're going to look... Unexpected.
Not expected.
Oh, not expected. Okay, not expected.
We still have Vitality in Falcons, and if you look at the list,
no internet
we've
now,
taken 6 out of 8 spots.
We've killed the hotel Wi-Fi. I've died, so I'm out of this equation. But they're playing... Pain are playing 3D Max first game. I think they will struggle in that. Yeah?
Yeah.
So
I think also they've had recent struggles. They haven't really gone to that form that they had in Austin, right? So,
by the way, people will say like the Hong Kong result, they hit top 4. It was only an 8-team event. They beat Tyloo and Passion UA.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll put them above Tyloo and Passion UA. So I'll say unlikely to make it.
I think not expected, but that's me.
Oh, there's more not expected right now. Actually, the chat is kind of swaying. So I said unlikely to make it. You said not expected to make it. And chat says not expected. Okay, put them in not expected to make it, but at the top. You got to put them above Imperial and Passion because that's unfair otherwise. It's evil otherwise. All right, from there to the Mongols. Now, problem is, I love the Mongols.
I love them too.
I think they are everyone's favorite team, even if you're not from Mongolia, even if you support another team, because you can't not love this. But they have been dealt a rough hand. There is no Senzu anymore. Controllers is playing okay, but Now, when no Senzu, is you have to always get a great 9-10 performance. You always have to have Blitz even fragging out as IGL. They are in such a bad spot, and yes, they've had more time. Obviously, they would have gone after Chengdu, probably back home for a little bit anyway. Then some boot camp in Europe. I think that's what Mazzinho told me. I haven't seen him today to be able to check in with him. By the way, Mazzinho, my G, every single time. Love the guy.
I absolutely love Mongols as well. But I agree with you. They are a little bit too reliant on 9-10. Fair play to controllers. He has played good. But for me, they're in the top of unlikely to make it. I can see them having really good games where they actually can beat some of these top opponents. But I don't see them having the consistency to just make it straight through the playoff.
And I will say this. I have a feeling, this is no information I have, this is not some fact information, Banks is not saying some report. This is, I think Senzu will come back after the major. I think he was burnt out from what we heard now. It's not about anything else. There's a lot of pressure coming from Mongolian fans, from them when they lose games and stuff. A lot of people can't handle this. I think this major, yes, it's, well, where are you going with this?
Producer is trolling. Unlikely to make it.
Unlikely to make it, but at the top of unlikely to make it.
Yes.
He's obviously a fan of the Mongols as well.
Yeah.
I think this will be a rough major for them. They nearly make playoffs. Maybe they go 2-3. Maybe they could just get in. But I expect Senzu to be back next year. I hope that would be the dream because this is a great team. It's a great core. But also, depending on how Mara is, he doesn't give many English interviews. By the way, they even told me Mara just doesn't want to learn English. Like, he's not doing it. He's not interested. He's like, the players can do it. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm all happy.
Time has passed, you know.
Yeah,
like,
he's a little bit older. How old is Mara? He's older than us, right? No.
I think he's like 38 or something.
Mara is 35. He's the same age as me.
Oh,
Same age as us. Same age as us. Old boys
Younger.
club over here. But I will say, maybe Mara doesn't let Senzu come back if he's worried about that burnout. Like, does he want that instability of how he has teams?
Well, it's not going to affect this major.
No. So, top of unlikely to make it, that's fine. Vitality.
I think it's unexpected to make it.
I think so. They came here, by the way, 4 days before any other teams. So before the days, they came to boot camp in this hotel. So they didn't do a boot camp.
Not expected to make it, people. What the hell?
Vitality haters, Zaru haters are ranking up these votes right now.
These are just trolls.
Yeah. Some people will troll. Thank you, chat. We expect that. But I'll say this. Vitality came 4 days early to Budapest. And he said Bucharest there. Don't fly to Bucharest if you're coming to the major. We are in Budapest. It is the StarLadder Budapest major. Don't make that mistake. But Vitality came 4 days early to boot camp here to get themselves ready. They're looking like they are taking it very seriously. They have their way of getting into all of this.
Producer is trolling.
D. Okay, producer. Don't mess with Vitality.
Expected to make it. Straight up.
Expected to make it. I would put Furia above Mouse, by the way. No. Whoa. Yeah. And Furia above both of them. Yeah, that's it. That's now we're cooking. And the last team, chat, let's see. Falcons are playing Bait in the first game. This has upset potential written all over it, by the way, for this best of one. Because Falcons are known chokers at the major.
But, okay,
No.
let's be realistic.
No.
I don't care about that. I legit don't. I think from the eye test, I haven't seen them flunk a group stage so far.
That's true.
They played every single time I've seen them play a group stage. They've looked like the best team in that group stage. And then they've slowed down and had a few issues in playoff.
Mm-hmm.
But I have everything to me tells me this is expected to make it. I think they've looked like the best team. Like, I actually consider them like a top 2 favorite for this event to win the major, for me. I was this close to making Falcons my predicted winner for this major. I have a lot of hope in them.
I will say this. Falcons, you're right. Group stage. ESL Pro League, they didn't drop a map against Mouse and 3D Max. Group stage, Chengdu, they rolled on through. Blast Rivals group stage, they rolled on through. So they do dominate in this sense. Okay, I'm with you, Devilwalk.
Yes.
But expected to make it probably above a Mouse. Yeah? Not above a Vitality or above a Vitality.
For me, above
Look at chat, by the way. Look at this one.
For me, personally, I think that Falcons, for me, is number 2 on this list.
You really think that Falcons could win the major?
100%.
I'll put them in the conversation. I'm worried about the choking, personally.
Sure.
Monesi's in fantastic form, though. Monesi is actually back.
I think that you can talk about that, but I also think that the more I've seen them, the more they have figured out some of these issues, and it's maybe not a choking issue. Just like when we talk to Sipex, there's like
Chat's below, we're completely saying you're wrong. They're like, no way.
they're
Vitality.
it's fine disagreeing with me, but I
Ask
just
Chat
think
how many
from
majors
what
they
I've
won.
seen, huh?
Ask Chat how many majors they won.
Probably a lot. They probably all have diamond pick'ems.
Someone in chat, by the way, should write Devilwalk 2 majors, Nico 0.
No.
I don't want to be that mean.
I'm positive on Falcons. I think
Okay.
they're going to surprise a lot of people. I think they could definitely win this major.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Well, we will have that conversation when we get to playoffs and see what we got. So we've actually got our top 8 teams in our mind. We got Furia, Falcons, Vitality, Mouse, Spirit, Na'Vi, FaZe, G2, but someone could mess that up, and that could be that could be Mongol, Bait, Paravision, Liquid, or 3D Max. And then Pain, Imperial, and Passion are not expected to make it. There is our tier list, chat. Thank you very much for playing around with it. Tell me in chat now, did you enjoy that? Did you like taking part in this all? Because if so, we will do it next time as well.
I love having the chat, actually. I think this one with Falcons is a little bit troll. I think there's just a little bit too many Falcons haters. Or
next time I'm bringing an Alienware
hate
laptop
watchers.
here, yeah, and I'm going to sit there and be like, chat, is Devilwalk an idiot? And let them vote.
You would ask.
Does
anyway.
Banks suck at CS? So I'm going to have all this fun with chat and just enter craziness in the whole time. But should we do some just last thing, predictions for the opening games, mate?
Sure.
Yeah? So, first game, Mouse Paravision.
Mouse.
I'm going to go Paravision just because Daston hyped me up. Might be slightly delusional, but that's where I'm going. Imperial Mongols. Mongols.
I'll say Mongols, but I think if Imperial has a chance to win a game, it's this one.
Okay. Spirit Liquid. Spirit. Oh,
I'm
what?
50-50. I'm 50-50. I don't think Spirit have looked that good.
Nah, bruh. But they're not losing a best of 1 to these guys. I'm sorry. Passion UA G2.
G2.
G2. Vitality FaZe.
Vitality.
Huh? Vitality?
Yeah.
They have shaky first games at majors, even the ones they've won. I'll go FaZe.
All right.
Pain 3D Max.
3D Max.
Pain.
Okay. You just want to be anti here.
No, I believe in Pain for the best of 1. Fury and Na'Vi.
I'll say Furia.
I'll say Na'Vi. Bait Falcons.
I'll say Falcons.
I'll say Falcons because you persuaded me with the group stage thing. But I do think Bait have more of a chance than people might give them credit for.
Yes. I mean, last was it last major they actually beat them? 13-8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously that was a long time ago. And I just think Falcons coming into the major, having all this mentality, we're great in group stage. Like, they have shown that they can stumble. I still think they're just going to go to playoffs, no problem. But I do think there will be a bit of, ooh, up in the air and all this kind of stuff as well, you know. So, and the guy who said, lol, Na'Vi over Furia, dude, I am always coping on my team. I always think that they're going to do well.
He picks Na'Vi in every situation.
Everything, every time. I'm never not picking them at all. For one last person who won the giveaway, it is Nud LL. Congratulations to you. You would have won one of our amazing Corsair prizes. So thank you very much for Corsair for giving all these prizes for people to win. There was 3 given away across this live episode. If you're watching the VOD, next time be here live as well. I will just say, make sure you are subscribing to the channel on YouTube, all about CS. That's where we do podcasts, we do interviews long form with players. We've got one coming out with Wonderful that was nearly 3 hours long. That was absolute cinema because he never ever did a podcast before. Devilwalk, we're at the end of the show. Final words. I didn't actually overextend that much. We didn't finish at 11. It is.
So we get some sleep this time.
8:20. Well, no, it's 10:28. Producer over there, Roman, is clapping right now like this because he actually gets to go to bed on time.
I've never seen him happy.
Yeah, this is the happiest he's ever been. The camera guys are happy as well. No one fell asleep during this episode. That's perfect at the same time. Any final words, DW?
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the major. I think it's going to be a banger, especially when we come to the stage 3 with, this is what everyone's been waiting for, these games. So
keep talking a little bit because I'm trying to find the link to our YouTube.
Okay.
So I can put it in chat. You now need to do some work.
That's how you do it. You just interrupt me and they keep talking.
I didn't want you to stop.
All right.
You know?
No, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. It's been lovely. and I hope to deliver in the major and be able to bring you some analysis.
Why can't
Thank
I
you so
end
much.
this? Oh, don't play the music yet, producer. We're not done.
We're not done.
No.
Have you found anything?
Yeah, I've linked.
Okay, he's spamming you in
Yeah.
chat, making sure.
I've linked.
That,
There we go. Go and make sure you like, subscribe, comment, follow, do everything else you need to do on this. Thank you very much for watching our third special episode of the All About StarLadder Major Budapest. It has been fantastic. We had some live interaction. We had Daston dropping bars. We had Zipnix giving us the insight and Flashy going through the emotional roller coaster that he went through on all of this. The major starts again tomorrow for stage 3. We are nearly there. It's the top 16s. It's the best part of the major before we get to the playoffs. There'll be more crowd in there. There'll be more hype than ever. Don't miss it.